but can he make enough throws? Is he still playing at a high enough level? Vince said the guy's not going to want to go out like this. He's not going to want to go out. Well, but we don't know how he's going to go out. He's 8-9, but they did win that dog bleep division. They are in the postseason. Go out how? I mean, would it surprise anybody at all if they beat Dallas? It wouldn't surprise me in the least if they beat Dallas. I have to check it, but the last time I checked that line, it was 1.5 and started at 3. Would it surprise anybody at all if Dallas went in there and beat Tom Brady? I'm not going to make an argument that I'm looking at Brady and I'm looking at the Bucs and I see a team that's going to make a deep run. I don't think they will. But how do you go out if you're Brady? Now the line's 2.5. That thing's been moving all over the place. So now it's back up to 2.5. I mean, I don't know. How do you go out? I mean, if you win again, of course you go out. You walk out as a champ. But what if you win a game in the Super Wildcard weekend and then you get hammered? Can you go out on that? There's no real shame in that, right? Like you won a playoff game under pretty trying circumstances. I don't really know. But to KJ Wright's point, he said some guys are just addicted. They can't stop. That's always been one of my favorite things to ask great athletes. How do you know when it's time? We'll see. It's going to be a big weekend. For the ones who get it done, Grainger is offering supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as access to product experts, ready to answer all of your tough questions. Call or click Grainger.com or stop on by. That's a good day. That's a good show. My thanks to Vince Wilfork. Make sure you check out his show.
Good show, dude.
Good show, dude. KJ Wright also coming up big. Episode 250 of the Jim Rome Podcast is going to push out a little bit later on today. Hall of Famer Terrell Davis is going to be my guest. Talk to TD about the Broncos and some of the matchups in the playoffs. My thanks to the XR4TI. Thank you for listening. Have a great day. See you tomorrow. We're out. For wild card round action, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, is the place to go. New customers can bet just $5 and get $200 in free bets instantly. Plus, all customers can get a no-sweat bet each day of the wild card round this weekend. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code ROME. New customers can bet $5 on the NFL and get $200 in free bets instantly. That's code ROME only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be present in state where lawful to wager. 21 or older in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario and Ohio. Bonus issued as free bets. One free bet issued based on amount of initial losing NFL bet up to $10. Eligibility, wagering, and deposit restrictions do apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. Eligibility and terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms.
Your radio home for Wild Card Weekend is Pirate Radio. Tune in Saturday at 4 as the Seahawks take on the 49ers. And after that, the Jaguars host the Chargers. Sunday, it's a triple header of action starting at 12:30 with the Dolphins at the Bills, followed by the Vikings hosting the Giants, and finally the Ravens at the Bengals. And on Monday night, the Cowboys are at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Catch all the Wild Card action right here on Pirate Radio, your radio home for Super Bowl 57.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville, do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers.
UBE and PirateWear.com is excited to offer Pirate Nation the largest selection of new ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates in to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking uptown in Greenville. Visit them at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
Did you know time spent outdoors can help improve your children's health and bring balance to their life? The Outdoor Heritage Advisory Council invites you to join the Patch program. This program is for any child under the age of 16 and includes activities like fishing, hunting, and hiking. These are just one of the many ways you can earn the exclusive patches from the Outdoor Heritage Council. For more information on how to sign up and get your adventure started, visit outdoorheritage.nc.gov.
Before anyone walks into your business, the outside is what they see. Make sure your first impression is a good impression with the right curb appeal. Hi, this is Daniel Andrews from Dan Andrews Lawn Service. We specialize in making your business look great. Let us handle all your professional landscaping needs. We do it all so you don't ever have to worry. Residential services are also available. Call us today at 717-8006 and we'll come out and give you a free quote. Taking care of your landscaping needs is all we do, and we've been doing it for over 20 years. You can trust our reliable team at Dan Andrews Lawn Service, covering all of Eastern North Carolina.
Wings Over delivers. Wings Over delivers. Wings Over delivers. If you're looking for wings to be delivered to your home, Wings Over Greenville has you covered with no third party needed. Wings Over Greenville has its own in-house delivery service. Be sure to try the all-new tender sandwiches by ordering ahead on the Wings Over mobile app. Open till 3 a.m. on Friday and Saturday, Wings Over has everything to cure those late night munchies. Give them a call at 758-9464. Wings Over Greenville. They deliver.
This is Dr. Phil Perdue from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. Our practice has been caring for the athletes at ECU and the residents of Eastern North Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care. We also offer on-site physical therapy and MRI services, as well as walk-in urgent care on the weekends from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Call us at 757-BONE or visit us online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates!
If you missed Pirate Radio Live, you missed.
Can we get Coach Steve Ellis on real quick to talk about this weekend, because we did see a pirate.
Did someone say a shark?
Yeah, we saw a pirate shark on the field on Sunday.
Yeah, I saw Jaquan McMillan. He did a fantastic job. He's a shark.
What's your favorite movie?
Shark. Probably
Jaws, maybe?
Well, it's Jaws, because there's a lot of sharks in there.
Yeah. How about your favorite movie involving sharks and a natural disaster?
Sharknado.
That'd be a good one.
Pirate Radio Live, weekdays from 3 to 6, right here on Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington.
Can you be quiet, please? Thank you.
Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
Well, I just think we were prepared. You know, one thing my trainer, he told me, he said, what did he say? He just told us to be prepared.
All right.
Hi. I want me some glory hole.
Dude, you ain't mouse. I'm the boss.
Go cojones.
It's me, Nancy Garcia.
I'm sorry. All right.
How about those friggin' pirates?
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Welcome in to a Wednesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock here inside the Pirate Radio studios, coming to you today on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. You can find us on 1250, 930, online, pr927fm.com. And watch the show and be a part of the show on Facebook Live or on YouTube. You can subscribe to Pirate Radio TV on YouTube and see all of our great videos, including the latest with Mike Schwartz and the ECU men's basketball program. Caught up with Coach Schwartz before they left town for Cincinnati on Tuesday. They are there. We'll go out live to Cincinnati, talk some Pirate Hoops later on in today's show with Jeff Charles. But got Mike Schwartz video pretty soon. We'll be out at Clark LeClaire Stadium covering Pirate baseball. You can watch the Brian Bailey Show on YouTube and Facebook. So it's all there. Subscribe to Pirate Radio TV and make sure you're following us on Facebook as well. We've been having some hearty discussions with you, the listeners and viewers. So jump in with your questions, comments on this Wednesday. We've got some guests on the way, including Scooter. Scott Rogers is going to join us. He's got some ECU baseball to call coming up next month. He's called some women's hoops here lately. Well, more on women's hoops in just a moment. But we'll talk to Scott Rogers, get an early look at Pirate baseball, and talk, Pirate football. He's there on the scores table for basketball games. So we'll talk all things ECU athletics with Scooter coming up at around 3:30. Stephen Igoe will join us at 4 o'clock. We'll give you the latest on the portal in, the portal out when it comes to ECU football, coaching news as well. Who will fill the shoes of Coach Steve Ellis as he is gone to Louisville. We'll talk about that, Pirate Hoops as well. And the voice, Jeff Charles, will join us live from Cincinnati as they're playing the waiting game right now. Got to Cincinnati yesterday. Got a full day there today before they finally tip it off. Late tip-off time tonight, 9 o'clock. Pirates, Chandler, have you seen a line? Ooh, it's time to play Shirley's favorite game. Guess the line. And Ellerbe, have you seen a line?
I thought I saw we tweeted out the line earlier today.
Okay, well, good. Well, you saw the line? Did you see the sign?
I'm the one that tweeted out the line, so I know the line.
Dang it! You guys are too good. I need to be surrounded by people that aren't keeping up with what's going on with ECU athletics.
You should follow Pirate Radio on Twitter.
Let me see if I can remember. Is it 10?
Do you think it is?
I believe that's what I saw.
I think you need to lose a half point.
9.5?
9.5.
Oh, last I saw was 10.
Shirley, didn't you tweet 9.5?
I tweeted 9.5.
Somebody bet on Cincinnati since we last spoke. Pirates 10-point dogs to the Bearcats tonight. As
9.5 if you woke up early.
Well,
if you got it in early.
There is an interesting stat that went with that.
I love interesting stats.
Well,
good God Almighty.
Interesting stat to consider.
Can you buy a vowel? According to SportsIllustrated.com, no team in the country has covered their betting lines more than ECU.
We are some covering fools.
So what does that get us?
Nothing.
I don't know. Have you bet on any games?
No.
Then it gets you nothing.
And now I get nothing?
Yeah, you are Joe from the Hardee's Thick Burger Contest. You get nothing.
When in the wild world of sports would you ever feel confident just to go bet? I'm gonna bet on East Carolina basketball every night to win money. That's gonna be my strategy.
That's what Mike Schwartz has brought to this program, Ellerbe, covering basketball.
Maybe it starts with there. It starts with covering, and then sometimes winning, but covering.
Didn't he say in his opening press conference as he was sitting in that hotel at the Sweet 16? Didn't he say, "I'm going to make Pirate fans money"?
Yes, he said, I can guarantee this. You can drive up to Virginia.
Bet on East Carolina every single game.
Bet on us, and you will win. We won't win, but you will win.
I've got it right here at 10. So it is at 10.
Thank you. All right, but who cares about that?
Yeah.
We got bigger fish to fry, bigger stories to discuss.
Where's the fish and where's the fryer?
And how about those freaking Pirates?
How about those freaking Pirates?
I'm talking about the ECU women's basketball team, Ellerbe.
Are they on fire?
They are on fire.
And fuego.
Who's that? Alicia Keys, Shirley?
Yep.
That girl was on fire.
Women's team is on fire.
72-51 on the road.
First time ever win at Temple.
They only scored 9 points in the fourth quarter.
Wow.
They didn't need to score. They scored 25 in the third quarter.
3 straight AAC wins for the women's hoops.
So a huge win today. And is it Danae Shirley McNeil?
I believe it is.
28 points in the victory. 9 for 9 from the line. We could use that kind of free throw shooting on the men's team. But man, all of a sudden they're not just winning; they are winning on the road. I saw Igoe tweet out earlier that they are now top 100 in the net rankings.
Look out!
So, look, I'm not telling you to get excited, because the last thing you want to do is get excited about anything, because it only leads to letdowns.
Don't
but
get excited.
I'm telling you to keep an eye out for this women's basketball
Be on the
team.
lookout.
How would Clip Brock feel if the men's game went to quarters, like the women's game?
First of all, I'm a Pirate, so no quarter. But to answer your question,
so that would be an extra quarter for you.
If it ain't broke, why do that?
Was the women's game broke?
No, I don't know. I don't want quarters in basketball. I don't mind it, but I don't want it. Does that make sense? It would not keep me from going to games or watching games. But my thing is, why do it?
Why do the women do it?
I don't know. Why are you so combative?
I don't know, but just it intrigued me when you said they scored only 9 in the fourth quarter. I was like, that is right. I don't.
Shirley, do you know the reasoning why women's basketball went to quarters?
No, I don't. It confused me because I was so used to the men's side, but I have no idea why they went to quarters.
Shirley, would you like the men's game to go to quarters?
No, because I feel like it extends the game a little bit.
Well, it's funny because this says that this change was made to help the speed of the game. Oh, never mind. That was something different. Women's basketball moves to quarters.
What are you Googling over there, Clip?
That was, I guess, WNBA. Yeah, I don't know the reasoning why. And this is not a concern, Ellerbe. I don't know why you have us on this topic right now. All I wanted to say was the women won today.
I just wanted your opinion. It was a simple yes or no.
I gave you my answer.
Just like you asked me if I'm going to Minji's, and I tell you yes or no.
I gave you my answer.
That you said you don't like. You went into a whole Troy D no quarter spiel and all this other stuff. All you had to say was yes or no.
That is not true. I said no. I didn't want it. And
then you kept talking about it.
All right. You trying to mully me here?
Chandler, is that a yes or no for you on quarters for the men's game?
No quarters.
No quarters. And Shirley, that was a no quarters for you too?
No quarters.
Should we try to convert the women back to halves? Clip Brock.
No!
No retreat.
Leave everything the way it is.
No retreat.
No changes.
No surrender. No quarters.
Some people don't adapt well to change, huh?
All right. Let's see what other folks are saying. I'm tired of hearing Ellerbe talk.
Sorry to be here to bother you today.
Steve Hill says Clipper. Jonathan says Clip. Love that lid. Thank you.
Is that the avocado?
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to say thank you. You need to say that to the person who made the hat and the logo. Mm-hmm. Not me. We had this discussion, Ellerbe.
Is that avocado?
Yeah. Luchador avocados. Ellerbe, nice jacket.
Thank you.
No. Why are you saying thank you?
Nope.
You didn't make the jacket.
Nope.
Thank you for thinking of it.
That goes back to a previous discussion. Josh says Pirate money line is a lock.
Ugh.
All right, Josh.
Let's see what that is.
Josh is not going to make it to the tip-off if he's drinking this hard.
ECU is plus 385 tonight.
Yeah.
Clip, would you be moving a dollar bill on the Pirates plus 10 tonight? Or Mike Schwartz has been known to make Pirates money?
I don't mind plus 10. I don't think Cincinnati's that good. So,
Chandler, how you feeling? Plus 10.
I kind of like it. I mean, I think if the Pirates can, actually play a second half unlike they did at Memphis, I'm not saying the Pirates win tonight, but I think they can keep it within 10 points.
What if the Pirates had 2 more quarters against Memphis? Do you think they would have won? Just
no.
Throwing it out there.
Ellerbe's trolling today.
I don't think so.
All right.
I'm seeing like 69-61 Bearcats. Something like that. But
plus 10 pays.
I think the Pirates can
plus 10 pays.
Can hang in there. Our guy Randolph checking us out. Says hit those likes, people. Yeah, give us a like, give us a sub. He says, dang, I think Georgia just scored again. They're rolling.
Did you watch the whole game Monday night?
Stopped around the fourth, sometime in the fourth.
Chandler, did you watch the whole game?
No.
Shirley, whole game?
Wait, which game?
Georgia, TCU.
No.
I was done
I think
at
they
halftime.
were. It was before halftime. I think they were up 34-7 at that point, and I just said, "Okay, this game's over."
It was 38-7 at the halftime. Did you?
I didn't even make it to halftime.
Did y'all have any doubt that?
No.
Let me ask you this then: if TCU would have been up 38-7, would you have given Georgia a chance in the second half to come back and win?
I would have watched the second half, thinking that there was a chance if they scored on the first possession.
I would have had more faith in Kirby Smart going to the half down than Sonny Dykes. And
what
and
percentage would you have given Georgia to come back and win down 38-7? Because you gave TCU zero chance.
20%.
2%.
2%.
20%. You're saying 1 in 5 times that Georgia's down 28 at halftime to TCU, they would come back.
Yeah.
All right. But we got Tyler says Chandler's taking ECU money line and Cincinnati minus the points to cover himself. Well, I'm going to say that's not a good strategy because that's just setting you up to lose twice.
He's making fun of me from yesterday.
I know.
Okay.
Yes, he is. Chandler, good money line win for Georgia.
Yes,
Let me
sir.
guess. Chandler's hot gambling picks this week are going to be Bills money line against the Dolphins and 49ers money line against Seattle. It'll be like $500 to win 5.
Hey, you know what that makes you, Chandler?
$5 richer.
A winner.
Yeah, I am a winner.
You know what?
Big time winner. All right, so bottom line, congrats Kim McNeil, ECU women's basketball. Back on the road Saturday at SMU, and then they'll be at home next Wednesday, 6 o'clock for Cincinnati. So 12-5, 3-1 in league play.
Getting it done. 4 quarters a game.
That's right. Well done to them. We'll see if the men can win tonight. We'll talk about it later with the voice, Jeff Charles. All right. Have we gone 2 straight days with no Pirates entering the portal?
I haven't seen anything.
No one's gotten. Maybe the portal train hadn't come to Greenville the last couple of days.
Yeah, that's I guess good news.
The portal train came to Greenville, got Avery Jones, took him to Illinois, and then picked him up again, and then took him to Auburn.
It's kind of a weird route to go, you know. But I was just really shocked at the Illini coach and his reaction.
Brett Bielema?
Yeah. Here's a guy that coached like 5 or 6 years in the SEC at Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
Did he not think Auburn had like some tricks up their sleeve? I just felt like his tweets were just a little outlandish and shocking to think that.
Well, the one that was shocking to me was where he just said loss, as in, you think us losing Avery Jones is a loss? Is he saying like this guy stinks?
I don't know. It's bizarro world. Like I don't get it at all. I thought that his whole public reaction to it was total him.
Even like I don't know if it was a current player or a former player of his was like, Coach, you gotta delete this. This looks bad.
This too. I mean, he's got to own it now. I mean, there's so many screenshots of it. He could not delete it, but it's just.
But he was all happy. He was all happy when he got him.
But some fans were like, "That's right, Coach. You tell him." Like,
oh yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, some people get on board with it. I found it very strange. It makes him look bad for bringing in and recruiting this guy and being happy he committed, and then being like, "Yeah, we didn't want him. He sucked."
I think the one thing that I don't know if people understand with this whole transfer portal, and if they're mad at the players for what they're doing, or if they feel like the players are being ridiculous, or have they not followed college sports the last 2 decades where universities have been changing conferences left and right, coaches have been changing jobs left and right, and now all we've done is just add the players into the mix.
Yep.
And it's just all of a sudden, I don't know if some people just seem to have some more animosity towards players when they leave.
I think some of it's jealousy. I mean, I've even seen it written out in plain English on message boards that people don't like some of the kids making more money than they do as fans.
Well, and I just think
what percentage of players are making more money than the average fan? I would say a very, very low number.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
You know, I would think there's a small percentage of people, but have people just gotten so accustomed to colleges and coaches changing so much that they just need to get through this system that, hey, look, your roster is going to turn over more than you than you want it to.
I've accepted it for what it is, and it's going to take a while for people to do that. But so I understand it because, again, I keep saying that we had not a lot of change at all in college football, college athletics, and then like 2 decades worth of change in 1 year, like all at once. Like it was just boom. Okay, you can do anything you want.
And the reality is coaches at Illinois and Auburn and other Power 5 schools are like, wow, I can go get a shovel-readied player that has a year or 2 years left to play offensive line or defensive back or whatever and not have to worry. I'll develop, my incoming freshmen, but I'll just use 50% of my players on the portal and try to, because it's all about winning now.
Yeah. Well, also, too, this, as far as transfers, coaches, when people say, like, well, he's not a true Pirate. Well, no crap. He didn't grow up wanting to, liking ECU. This kid grew up playing football somewhere in South Carolina or Georgia or Florida, didn't know what the hell East Carolina was. He was good at sports. ECU wanted him on his football team, so he comes and plays for East Carolina. It doesn't mean if you cut his arm, he bleeds purple. He's like a hired gun almost. And these coaches, too. Mike Houston, his dream job wasn't to coach at East Carolina. Mike Houston's already been at now his 4th stop or whatever? This isn't his last stop. I think we just got to stop, acting like these are our family. I mean,
we branded these people.
We root for them, but they're not here forever. They're not going to be.
Would the better test to be to go out to Dowdy Ficklin Stadium, the first home game, and offer fans $30,000 in season tickets to Auburn if they would go down there? So would you like your same seats on the 30-yard line and $30,000 to go to Auburn for the rest of the season?
Yeah. And fans have way more years and dollars and everything invested in it than these players do.
Okay, so we go to campus and we offer the communications student, hey, would you like to get your degree at Auburn?
Sure.
Instead of East Carolina your senior year?
And people that act like they wouldn't are lying.
Right.
To themselves.
Absolutely. I agree. I mean, it's bizarro and debating how it is. It's the wild, wild west. And how do people, what's bizarre to me is that Avery Jones did commit and did a big social media post about going to Illinois, which I don't follow. But then it's like a month later, it's like, whoo, got a better offer. How long does he have before I guess once school starts, he has to be enrolled at university.
Right.
He can't once he takes a class at Auburn, he's really committed at that point.
Yeah. So all of this happened kind of in between semesters or whatever. The commit to Illinois, decommit, commit to Auburn. Right.
So at this point, are you telling your guys in the portal, like, hey, well, let's not do the Twitter thing till you go to class?
You can tell them that, but everybody is going to tweet their graphic. The new fad is declaring for the NFL draft, like when you don't have any eligibility left. Do you have to declare, Ellerbe?
I think you may have to do paperwork.
So maybe that's why you and I haven't been drafted. That's one reason. We're not in the draft.
We haven't done the paperwork. Yep.
Correct.
Add that to the list.
I mean, Chandler actually played high-level North Carolina high school football.
I declare, but they sent the letter back.
Unlike Geno Smith, they wrote back.
Yeah.
We get to see all these cool graphic posts about declaring for the draft. With that being said,
that's the cool thing now.
And it gets attention and likes and retweets, and people pat you on the back. And
what else? I think it also throws some confusion to a lot of people, being like, "What the heck's he going to the draft for?"
I know.
I think it's like, oh well, he's played 5 years now.
There are so many uninformed people, and it's hilarious to read their reaction. What is going on? Is Mike Houston? What's the problem with Coach Houston with all these players leaving?
Well, at least I don't know why all these players didn't get drafted. We had 20 declare for the draft.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody lives in a 3-second scroll on their phone, and then they scroll back and they'll be like, "Such and such is going to the NFL draft. What? Who is this guy? I remember hearing his name."
Yeah. Random question for Adam. Not real random if you listen to this show every day, but we love references around here. Adam says, Can Chandler impersonate Fred McGriff?
Well, I don't know.
Does Fred McGriff talk? He was like one of the quietest.
He black or white?
He is an African American.
He was one of the quietest players of all time.
He didn't say much. Other than the Tom Amansky videos.
I think him and Sid Bream, I don't think I ever heard them talk.
They might be mute.
I mean, about 3 months ago, my impersonation of him would have been, "Hi, I'm Fred McGriff, and I'm a white man."
Yeah, it took Chandler 24 years on this earth to realize Fred McGriff was not a white man.
That is a shame.
I know.
The crime dog.
That hurt my feelings.
It really hurts mine.
Speaking of hurt feelings, Michael Winstead says Brett Bielema's feelings was hurt so bad. Coach is butt hurt.
Dude makes $6 million at Illinois. If he really wanted Avery Jones, why didn't he just pull some out of his own pocket?
Because he didn't want him because he stinks.
Not a big loss.
Not a big loss.
Or loss? Question mark.
Everybody does that though.
It's kind of like when Chandler's gone on Fridays. Loss?
Redbeard, big Pirate fan.
Yeah.
Big Pirate Radio guy said he'd take the money, no questions asked.
Would Redbeard switch to a different color beard for the money?
Would Redbeard stop listening and interacting with this show altogether and join another show for a price? The answer is absolutely yes, he would, and I don't blame him.
How much for Redbeard to reveal his identity and change it to his real?
That's a good question.
What's that NIL agreement? To do a meet and greet with Redbeard in public?
In public.
First of all, nobody would be interested. But secondly, Redbeard, name your price. How much to reveal your identity?
Everybody's got a price.
My dad and I were talking, that's right, Ted DiBiase, about message boards. Like, first of all, I guess you can't make anybody give their real name and identity or whatever. But like, how much of the stupid talk and the fighting and the criticizing would cease if everybody had to put their real name and information on every post?
What percentage of people would quit doing it?
Yeah, a large percent, I would say.
Would you say? I would say there's still 30 to 40% that don't care. That they would. I mean, because there's a good amount of people that argue on Facebook and Twitter with their real name.
True. Yeah.
So I just think message boards are just more old school of, I don't know. The cool thing and the crazy thing about message boards is you don't know anyone's identity and you really don't know how old anyone is.
Yeah.
Unless they start referencing.
Until they're like, who are your favorite Pirates? And they say Anthony Collins.
Pat Dye's the greatest coach of all time.
Yeah, you start to get some hints.
You're like, excuse me? Or are they just messing with you?
If somebody like, who's the best Pirate you've ever seen? And they say Keaton Mitchell. You're like, huh. All right, maybe a younger guy here.
Yeah. Or is Fred McGriff a white guy?
That just shows your
then you really
IQ.
Then you really know the IQ and age of the person.
Sports guy, Chan Man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Ellerbe. I think we accomplished a lot today.
Yep.
Anything else going on?
We gave no quarter. We talked NIL.
Who's Hunter rooting for in the playoffs?
He's a Raiders fan. So,
let me ask this question. Who is Hunter rooting for in the playoffs?
So, I'm not really
Why is he a Raiders fan?
He adopted the Raiders. I think maybe when Zay Jones went there.
They are cool as far as colors, logo.
He's got a Devontae Adams and a Zay Jones Raiders jersey.
Oh, wow.
So that Devontae Adams was a Christmas gift he got from his grandmother this year.
Nice.
And he loved Zay Jones when he was here and got that jersey.
So does he jump on the Jags?
Maybe so. I mean, I could see that. I know you guys during college football season during the week, y'all used to pick an underdog to win. Y'all should do that this week.
Not a bad idea.
Who's your favorite underdog of the week? One in the NFC, one in the AFC.
As I look at it at this moment, I'm
gonna tell you my underdog in the AFC would be the Jaguars.
I thought that line was a pick 'em, but it is
Chargers
by 2.
Yep.
So my answer would be Jags in the AFC.
And then that one right there, the Bucks plus the points at home as well.
Yeah, I guess if I had to pick one. There are a lot of people on the Giants and the Bucks, both as dogs. I think people just don't believe in the Vikings. Kind of fool's gold. 13-4, but they have a negative point differential this year.
I don't believe in the Vikings, but I believe less in the Giants.
Yeah.
I saw that one too. So it's just, I think the Vikings get it done. Because they've been doubted so much, I think they get it done.
All right. Well, we'll have the playoff games for you right here on Pirate Radio this weekend.
Fun listen. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Love the setup. So you got 2 Saturday, 3 Sunday, 1 on Monday.
I kind of wish it was 3 and 3.
Yeah, I could go without the Monday night, but I'm not going to hate it.
If it was the Commanders and Panthers, you wouldn't care when it was.
Why do you keep bringing that up?
I just think it'd be just a fun watch along with.
It would be, but
it's not happening.
It's not reality. There's a lot of things I can think of that would be fun that will never happen.
Like men's basketball going to quarters.
Yeah, that'd be a blast. How about Ellerbe? I've been around long enough now to see 2 generations of Turners get hired and fired from Washington. Norv Turner and now his son, Scott Turner.
Wow, you know what that makes you?
Yeah.
Old.
I can't wait to see his grandson get the axe in 25 years. Norv's grandson.
Do you think, is there any chance you could hate the next owner as much as you do the current one?
That's going to be tough.
How much time do you think it would take for you to really just not like the new person?
I mean, this new guy gets, or gal.
Isn't the new person supposed to be like Jay-Z and Matthew McConaughey and somebody else with big money? Oh, the Bezos from Amazon. I thought I saw that was like the trio.
I mean, I'll take it.
Would you start ordering Washington stuff on Amazon like crazy until they hit the tank and can't win anymore?
The new owner or ownership group will get at least a decade grace period before I hate.
A decade?
Half a decade.
If the new ownership group, give them 5 years and then you'll hit the portal?
Right now, I've got so much hatred towards Ron Rivera and Carson Wentz that I don't have much to spread around right now. So that's where my hate's going. Ellerbe, good to see you.
See you next week.
We will talk to Scott Rogers. Scooter will join us in the Pirate Radio studios when we return on a Wednesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. We'll talk Pirate Hoops and maybe dive into a little baseball with Scooter. That's on the way. More to go. PRL on a Wednesday. Back with you after this.
Wings Over delivers. Wings Over delivers. Wings Over delivers. If you're looking for wings to be delivered to your home, Wings Over Greenville has you covered with no third party needed. Wings Over Greenville has its own in-house delivery service. Be sure to try the all-new tender sandwiches by ordering ahead on the Wings Over mobile app. Open till 3 a.m. on Friday and Saturday, Wings Over has everything to cure those late night munchies. Give them a call at 758-9464. Wings Over Greenville. They deliver.
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, get rid of unwanted hair and under-eye fat pads? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar Medi-Spa for a free consultation and ask about our newest technologies and treatments. Learn more at beautybarmedispa.com, Red Banks Road, Greenville. Enjoy your visit, love your transformation, and go Pirates!
You've worked hard to make your business successful, and that's why it's really important to always have a bank that's in your corner when you need them. This is Chris Richards from First Bank, and our experienced team of local bankers includes Lee Watson, Ashley Capps, Bonner Latham, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nisbet. To get the business services that are right for your business, come and see one of our experienced team members at First Bank on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. First Bank, together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. Member FDIC.
Jeff Stein, our special guest from Brown & Wood. Hey, Jeff, electric cars are coming. What's that mean for Brown & Wood customers?
For the customers, like it or not, EV is coming. We've installed 5 electric vehicle chargers here at the dealership. We have the all-new Cadillac Lyriq coming at 1st of 2024, and we've just seen the first reservation for the new Sierra EV.
People are interested in electric vehicles. How can they get up with you?
They can visit us at brownandwood.net or 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal: to make sure you leave a happy customer.
I Add some sparkle and style to your home and save at Bostic Sugg Furniture. Give your home a new look in the new year with beautiful new furniture. Right now, get a Bostic Sugg first time ever offer with 3 ways to save. 1, get a sales tax discount on any purchase. 2, get a $100 in MasterCard rewards cards for every $1,000 you spend. And finally, get 6 months special financing. So add some sparkle and style to your home with a little help from Bostic Sugg Furniture.
Saturdays are your day to kick back, relax, and have fun. That's why Ottavola Market Cafe is the perfect place to go for dinner, drinks, and takeout. Ottavola is open every Saturday at 4 p.m. on the bar side, serving a special selection of menu favorites of appetizers, pastas, and specialty pizzas. Whether it's dine-in, takeout, or drinks with friends, Ottavola is the best choice every Saturday starting at 4 o'clock. Visit OttavolaMarket.com to see what's new, and visit Ottavola on Red Banks Road every Saturday starting at 4. Ottavola, Pirates supporting Pirates.
When it comes to hauling dirt, asphalt, or stone, you can trust the pros at First and Goal Hauling Incorporated. They have a fleet of dump trucks ready to get the job done. And best of all, it's owned and operated by ECU football alum Dakota Marshall. When you have a big job and you need it done right, count on First and Goal Hauling, where it's a touchdown every time. Keep up with Dakota Marshall and First and Goal Hauling by following them on Facebook today.
New year, new you, new Papa Bites. Chicken parm, jalapeno, and Oreo cookie Papa Bites. Just in time for those New Year's resolutions, huh? Don't worry, we won't tell anyone.
Hey, Pirate fans, Papa John's is the MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Go Pirates!
This is Amanda Houston, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. Go Pirates!
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Country Mart. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations, in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. The best place in Greenville to unwind after work and have fun is AJ McMurphy's. AJ says daily food and drink specials, and they have an awesome patio, perfect for some outdoor dining. There's something for everyone every weeknight, including sports trivia with our very own Clip Brock. AJ says live music every Friday and Saturday with no cover, and brunch every Sunday. Make today an AJ's day. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
All right. Finally, a Wednesday night with no men's home basketball. So we'll have our normal 8 o'clock start time for sports trivia at AJ's. And tonight, all NFL playoff questions. So going to be fun. We will watch East Carolina and Cincinnati coming up at 9 o'clock. That one is on the U coming up tonight. Pirates 10-point dogs on the road at Cincinnati. We'll preview that one with the voice Jeff Charles later on in the show. Stephen Igoe will join us to talk hoops, and we'll talk a little hoops now and more with Scott Rogers, a.k.a. Scooter, a.k.a. Danny Boy. Scott, how you doing?
Don't ever call me that again. I'm doing good, though, Cliff.
You're the man of many names, including one I was unfamiliar with.
That's my government name. That will not be spoken of.
I apologize. We will strike that from the record. We'll beep that every time I say it from now on. But you posted something online. Was it your graduation? Yeah. So
yep. I'll be graduate. I'll be walking in the in May of this year.
Which again, you're like a grown man who's not a grown man. You've done so many things. You've been out there, voice of ECU baseball. So I look at you older than you actually are, but you're still a young man in this world.
Yes, I am 22 years old.
That is nuts. Your resume is insane for a 22-year-old.
It's I'll say it's a blessing to be able to do as many things as I have. But
you should retire by the age 26, as much as you've worked.
I don't think I'll make enough money by then to be able to do that. Not as much as Chandler Honeycutt, I don't think.
Yeah, that dude is rolling in it.
That's setting the bar way too high there, buddy.
You ask, how does he get so many days off, like during football season, during big events? Because he's got all that money, man.
I got all the money in the world, and I mean, you got to put the work in. That's all you got to do.
Hey, yeah, thank you for that. A lesson for the kids out there. Scooter, you have been up to quite a bit, as always, including calling some women's games this year. We were talking about that before we came on. Another solid win for Kim McNeil's team today on the road at Temple, a blowout victory. And all of a sudden, 3-1 in conference play, winning road games, and playing very well this basketball season.
They are, and with that win today, I believe puts them in sole possession of second place in the American with a three-way tie for first place right now. And it says something because this team was picked to finish dead last in the American this year, and they are far from being the worst team in the American Conference this year. But kudos to Kim McNeil and her staff for doing such a great job and building this program for so many years, and they're not done either. We were doing broadcasting the game this past Sunday against Tulane, and you looked out there in the fourth quarter and in the most important part of that game, and they had three freshmen on the floor, and all three freshmen come actually contributing to this team in big ways. And so you look out there and you see that and you think, well, next year, what could this team could be? And with what she's got coming in next year as well, I believe she's got another 4-star recruit coming in next season as well. And so could be some pretty big shoes to fill for East Carolina women's basketball coming up, and it's going to be exciting to watch.
Next Wednesday, they are home. They're back on the road this weekend, but next Wednesday, 6 o'clock, before sports trivia, maybe Clip Rock, Shirley Rhodes, Chandler Honeycutt. Head out to Minji's and watch this team play. They deserve a crowd. So congratulations, Kim McNeil and the women's basketball team. 72-51 winners today over Temple. Mike Schwartz's team, Scooter, and you get a first-hand look at this team there at the scorer's table. So you've seen a lot of Pirate basketball up close this year. And, boy, the home games have been frustrating.
They have been. Really, I think the biggest thing has been the free throws that has come back to bite that team, especially in those home games, because you look and, if they make, 10 more free throws combined in both of those games, they could easily have 2 wins right now. But, they're obviously still building, and I think this team is in a better spot than anybody thought they would be at this point right now. And so I think that's a big testament to Coach Schwartz and his staff. And, like you said, with me sitting at the scorer's table, we get, right up there close and personal with the coaches. Mike Schwartz is absolutely awesome to watch when he coaches. He coaches with more energy than I have ever seen at that scorer's table, and it is fun to watch.
And I heard Jeff Charles reference this on a post-game interview, and I've seen it up close and personal too. He every shot that goes up, he is involved in. He's got the leg in the air. He leans. He's like, I do that as a fan. He's doing it as head coach, and it's not working on free throws, I guess, but he is in every single minute, every second of every play.
Absolutely, and I think that's what makes him such a good coach in relating to these players. It's fun. Like I said, it's very fun to watch him. And one thing I love looking at his kind of area of the scorer's table at the end of the bench, if you look on the top of the scorer's table, there's about 10 packs of gum right by where he coaches. And I think that is one of the most interesting things I've seen with that staff so far. But I'm very excited to see what they can do against Cincinnati tonight. They've obviously played well enough to win every conference game this year other than that second half against Memphis. And so I think every game, if they keep playing this way, should be a toss-up.
We need some kind of new, format, strategy, rules when it comes to players checking in, because last home game when Brandon Johnson's walking to the scorer's table and a Pirate throws him the ball and he's standing out of bounds because he's not in the game yet, we got to avoid those.
Yes.
That was frustrating. Also, I think Brian Weingart's told me, is it Luigi, who is a very aggressive checker into the scores table. I did see the possession arrow hit the ground last home game. Was that Luigi?
It was.
Yeah.
He's wanted right now for assault on a possession arrow, but he is
a giant hand.
Yes, he is very aggressive when it comes to checking into a basketball game.
He's excited, man.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Especially with his role this year. He goes in for 4 minutes, busts his tail. Everybody wants, go 100% every play. Honestly, if you did that, you'd wear yourself out in 2 minutes. Well, Luigi plays about in 2 minute bursts, so he literally goes 100% the entire time he's out there. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, it is, and I think such a big part of his game is playing so hard. And like you said, he goes out there and he goes 100% every time he gets in the game. And it's so much fun to watch his energy on the floor.
Sky Rogers joining us. Shirley, can you hang out one more second?
Absolutely.
Let's take a break, come back. How about an early look at Pirate baseball?
Let's do it.
All right, we'll dive into that. Talk about some new names and some returners we're excited about for the upcoming 2023 season. That's on the way on Pirate Radio Live here on a Wednesday. Back with you after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsay Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
Happy New Year. This is Talbot Green, and I'm excited to announce our new partnership with Integrity Home Mortgage. Integrity Home Mortgage offers a wide variety of programs ranging from conventional, government, and portfolio loans, plus construction and lot loans. Our Integrity Home Mortgage team of Talbot Green, Braxton Green, and Joanne Weir offer over 50 years of experience and is committed to providing you with superior customer service. To get started, call me, Talbot Green, 714-2076.
NMLS 28516, Equal Housing Lender.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Do you suffer from chronic aches, pains, or muscle tightness? Hey, I'm Jordan Mikesell with Bodies in Balance in Greenville. With degrees in physical, occupational, and massage therapy and certifications in stretching and flexibility, we know how stretching and massage can bring long-term results so you can live a pain-free and healthy life. Continue enjoying the activities you love by calling or texting 252-916-4530 to schedule your first stretch consultation or massage today. For more info, visit bodiesinbalance.com so you can start living an active life today.
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
Greenville Utilities electric customers will soon be able to receive text notifications in the event of power outages. Enrollment is automatic, so make sure GUC has your cell phone number by signing into your account at GUC.com, then update the information in your user profile. Want to talk with someone instead? Call 252-752-7166 during business hours. 252-752-7166. Update us so we can update you. Visit GUC.com for more information.
The icy treat that can't be beat is Sparky Snowballs. From big kids to little kids, Sparky Snowballs has been making smiles happen for over 20 years. If you're not in the mood to chill out with a snowball, Sparky's funnel cakes and fried Oreos are a perfect Sparky-licious treat every time. Are you having an event, party, or fundraiser? Call Sparky's to come on site. Remember to follow Sparky's on Facebook or visit SparkySnowballs.com to see where they'll be next.
This is Carson Wissenhunt, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Country Mart. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations, in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Hemp Garden is your premium CBD retailer in Eastern North Carolina. Find yourself having anxiety or in need of extra sleep support? Hemp Garden has a variety of Delta 8 and Delta 9 products that can assist with those issues. If you're unable to stop by the store, don't worry. Give them a call today at 413-6100 for a consultation, and they'll ship right to your door. Hemp Garden, located at 3040 South Evans Street in the Target Shopping Center in Greenville. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Cliff.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live here on a Wednesday. Coming up on Friday's show, we got a guest coming up. I'm not going to tell you his name, but I'll tell you a couple of his responses last night via text and see if Chandler can guess who it is. One of his responses was, most definitely my guy. His other response, another one was, I'll let you know, my guy. Can you name that Friday guest?
It's got to be the one and only, and my guy, Rajay Harris.
So it's not Raji, Raja, or Raja. It's Rajay.
That's Rajay. Right, my guy. We will talk to my guy coming up on Friday as the 49ers get ready to take on the Seahawks.
My guy.
We'll have his 49ers path to a Super Bowl, and more importantly, we'll talk about his recovery and healing up after that injury. And all I've got right now is the positive video that Troy D got down at the Birmingham Bowl where Rajay was walking very well, had a nice stride going to him. So that was pleasant to see, but we'll get an update from the Pirate running back coming up on Friday on how he's doing. And looking forward to talking to him. Always has a smile on his face, and it's fun to talk to. Good football season, Scooter, ending with a Birmingham Bowl victory. Were you at the game?
I was not. I did not make the trip to Birmingham.
I just assume you're everywhere.
I thought about it. I just couldn't quite work it out schedule-wise this year because we had that men's basketball game the night after, I believe, against Temple.
Yeah, right. Yep.
And so just scheduling-wise, it didn't work out. But I wanted to go really badly, and I wish I kind of would have with the result we had. But it was obviously a great victory, and I will be in Ann Arbor to start the year next year.
There you go.
Already got an Airbnb booked about 300 yards from Michigan Stadium already.
When did you book that, may I ask?
About a month ago.
Okay, all right. I know I've talked to a lot of folks that are heading there, and good thing it does seat all those people because there's going to be at least a patch of purple in that stadium. That's gonna be awesome. All right, Scooter, we got baseball on the horizon. East Carolina baseball beginning in February and coming off a tremendous year hosting the Super Regional. Just indescribable atmosphere at Clark LeClaire Stadium, and they, like this football team, lost quite a bit, but every year Cliff Godwin able to restock the roster. So let's start with new faces, Scooter, and what you've seen this offseason and your crystal ball, your best guesses on impact guys in year one. Who are some newcomers that you think fans will be excited to see this year?
I think, obviously I think the big question right now is who's going to be at shortstop for this team. And so there's 2 newcomers coming in there with, or actually 3, I should say, and Nathan Chrisman, who's a freshman at China Grove. You got Connor Rasmussen, who's a freshman from Fort Mill, South Carolina, and the transfer from UNCW, and Cam Murphy. And so it sounds like one of those 3 will probably be the shortstop to start the year. And so I think one of those 3 will be a big impact to this team. And another player that I'm looking forward to see what kind of role he has with this team is going to be Dixon Williams, a freshman from D.H. Conley. And he had such a great career for the Vikings, and it'll be interesting to see how he transitions that to the D1 level. But I think all 4 of those are really going to be fun to watch this year, especially in the infield.
When you say Dixon Williams, what kind of role? As a freshman, will he play at all? Will he have a role that way? But also, he's very versatile, right? Like, you could see him do a lot of different things on the field.
Absolutely. He was a good infielder at Conley. He mainly played second base for the Vikings, and he was a really good hitter, except when he played the Rose Rampants. I had to throw that in there. But yeah, a great all-around player is Dixon Williams. He was very close to getting drafted coming out of Conley this past year, and so I think he could be an impact player down the road for the Pirates.
Who's the face of this team, Scooter? Is it JC? Is the who? AMAC? Who's the guy?
I don't know if there really is going to be a guy this year, which I think is really a good thing. With older guys, you look at Garrett Saylor that's still here. You still got Carter Spivey. So I think those could be your faces. And then, position player wise, like you said, Jenkins Cowart, you still got Lane Hoover. You still got AMAC. And so I think either one of those guys could be your quote unquote face with this team.
And man, as many guys that leave the program with Bryson Worrell, who had a great career, Zach Agnos, CJ Mayhew, veterans, you just listed guys that have been around here a long time. Right. So that is great to add the old vets with the new talent coming in. And again, another big thing with this Pirate program is stability, and not just the head coach Cliff Godwin, but Jeff Palumbo still around. Austin Knight year 2, so you keep that coaching continuity. That's absolutely huge.
You're right, and I think that could even be a bigger possibility. I saw Kendall Rogers tweet about an hour ago that the volunteer role is going to be gone starting July 1st of 23. According, he's gotten that news somehow, and so if you could bring on that third paid assistant, it's obviously going to help college baseball and softball tremendously.
Scooter, let's talk about what people want to hear, and that's a rotation. Give us Scooter's weekend rotation.
My weekend rotation. Oh, Lord. I think definitely you're going to see Carter Spivey in there. I think you're definitely going to see Garrett Saylor in there at the beginning of the year. And then, I think Merritt Beaker is going to be a possibility in there. I think Jake Hunter could be as well. And then we saw freshman Zach Root pitch a lot during the fall. And so I think maybe you could possibly see something like that, because we saw Jake Hunter last year start the rotation in as a freshman. And so maybe you could see that possibility again with Zach Root.
And just because we see some in February doesn't mean we're going to see it in April, May.
Ryder Giles, a great example of that.
Sure. Yeah, Giles. Saylor went from a starter to like big bullpen guy.
Absolutely,
Jake Hunter, kind of the same way. And then we see bullpen guys come in and be starters, or sometimes shortstops come in and be starters.
So shortstops at that with Giles and Agnes.
and that is no accident. Cliff Godwin loves to recruit multi-sport athletes, but guys that can go two ways, can do a lot of different things.
Absolutely. That's why, I'm such a big preacher being involved with Greenville Little League, saying, play multiple sports. Do not specialize in anything, especially at a young age. And, when you're playing football in the fall and then basketball in the winter, baseball in the spring, all of those sports combined are going to help you so much more down the road, especially if you're talented enough to go play collegiately and professionally at that level.
Tim on Facebook says, Clip, y'all need to sign Scooter up to the Pirate Radio live staff. Tim, he's got like 14 jobs already. He would be a fantastic addition. Speaking of versatility, Scooter, one of the more versatile guys around here. I just don't know if there's enough time in the day. I don't know if we could pay him enough.
I don't know. Well, I will need a full-time job after graduation.
Okay. You don't rule it out. Don't rule that out quite yet.
Maybe I could be Chandler's assistant.
That would be a tough job.
You know what's funny? I was thinking about that last week. I needed an assistant.
He needs more of a handler. Chandler's handler.
Yeah.
Why don't you get Ellerbe back here and let's talk a deal real quick.
Let me see your resume first. Well, actually, I already know your resume. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, pretty impressive
at the
stuff.
age of 22.
Yeah, you're going to have an upper hand on other potential employees, that's for sure. How about you doing anything over at Rose, PA?
Not this year, just with everything with ECU basketball, just a little bit too busy. But, speaking of the Rampants, a big birthday coming up.
I was going to mention that.
Marvin Jarman turns 76 on Friday.
Wow.
How are we celebrating that?
From 1:30 to, I believe, 3 o'clock at Elm Street Park. We're going to have a little birthday party for him. So come on by and get you a piece of cake and say hello to Marvin.
I was going to look at your Twitter feed because you tweeted something about that, but I typed in Marvin Jarman, and I don't think I'm going to find his Twitter feed, am I?
That would be an interesting Twitter account if he's got one.
Didn't he have a milestone attendance record this year, too?
He had coached his 1,300th straight basketball game.
That is amazing. There it is. Yeah, come join us this Friday, Elm Street Park, to celebrate the birthday. So, Scooter, this is from Brian Weingartz. Says Elm Street Park Friday, January 13th, between 1:30 and 3 o'clock, and wish the legend a happy birthday. Cool stuff, man.
Absolutely. And he's got a basketball game right after that. They play Havelock here in Greenville that night.
And he's not going to stick around at his own party and miss the game, right?
Absolutely not.
No way. No, not a chance. All right, what's on your horizon? You got Pirate baseball obviously coming up next month. Calling a few women's games.
Yep,
basketball.
We'll have 3 more women's broadcasts coming up through the season. And then it'll be East Carolina baseball after that. And then another big thing community-wise coming up, I believe, next Thursday, the Pitt Greenville Hot Stove League banquet at East Carolina will take place in the Murphy Center. We have Mike Schilt as the guest speaker for coming in this year. So that'll be fun this year.
Yeah, one of the oddest coach firings in the last 10 years in any sport. And is he with the team right now?
He is. I believe his title is Special Advisor to the GM with the Padres.
Okay. And, I mean, he'll have a baseball job as long as he wants one.
Absolutely.
A very successful manager, and it just seemed like maybe a clash of opinions or ideas in St. Louis. It was a weird deal.
It was.
Maybe he'll talk about it next week.
Yeah. For him and Brian Bailey, instead of doing like a traditional guest speakers kind of speech, him and Brian Bailey are going to be sitting on 2 bar stools and kind of doing a conversation thing back and forth. So it's going to be really cool.
Awesome. Good stuff. Hey, Scooter, thanks for hanging out, man. Look forward to talking to you more this baseball season.
Absolutely.
All right, Scott Rogers joining us inside the Pirate Radio studios. We'll take a break, come back. Steve and Igoe set to join us in hour number 2, and more of your comments. If you have questions for Igoe regarding recruiting or otherwise, you can bring those in. Jack says, can Chandler impersonate the man? Who's the man? Scott Rogers?
I am not the man.
Do a Scooter impression.
I don't have one.
All right, well, you need to get that. Well, actually, don't, because everybody you impersonate leaves or something happens to, so don't do a Scott Rogers.
My impersonating days might be over, because I hate ruining people's lives. Well, I'm not ruining people's lives.
Please don't ruin my life.
Because Steve Ellis did get another job, but, I mean, we don't want to. Now, there is a play-by-play guy that I impersonate, and he got into some trouble.
Yeah.
So I don't want to do it to another play-by-play guy.
Yeah, good point. Scooter's off limits. All right, back with more Pirate Radio Live here on a Wednesday after this.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of pirates. The doors open at noon, 7 days a week. And the Buck has live music every night, along with football. Monday is open mic night, the first Monday of each month. Tuesday, it's karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesday, it's acoustic night. Thursday, it's the dance party with DJ Kid Scene and live music every Friday and Saturday night with the best bands on the East Coast. Follow the Buck on Instagram for information and schedule of events. This season, party like a pirate at the Buck.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Russell from Russell's Clothing in downtown Washington. Russell's has a long history of dressing pirate fans, both men and women. For the men, we offer both logoed and non-logoed from Peter Millar, Johnny O, and Smathers and Branson. Our ladies love Tyler Bowe, Crosby, and Never a Wallflower for game day. Join us in wishing the Pirates a healthy and successful season. And remember, for all your game day needs, shop Russell's in downtown Washington.
Go Pirates!
This is Holt Nailers. I've been eating at Parker's Barbecue since I was a kid. Now, all these years later, I still love to eat at Parker's. In fact, I love it so much, I bring my entire offensive line with me. They protect me, and I look out for them with great food from Parker's Barbecue. So whether you bring the team like me or just your friends and family, the awesome barbecue, chicken, and seafood at Parker's is a win every time. Parker's Barbecue, where they always treat you like family.
Great. It's 30 degrees in here. This is going to be a cold night.
No one's coming out this late.
I'm on firewood.
Dad! I'll put hot coals in our socks for bedtime. Mom!
Hi, I'm from Delcor Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Got an email about your heat being out?
That was me. I sent it from my phone.
I think your socks are on fire.
Call Delcor today to get a new system installed for less than $100 a month. Offer expires soon. Go to delcorinc.com. Monthly fee based on new system financing is 9.9% APR for 120 months. Call Delcor for details.
BMS Builders is your premier custom builder in eastern North Carolina. With homes in Blackwood, Mills Creek, Dalton's Cove and Farmville, and Belmar and Ayden, they're constantly expanding. Now to Laurel Glen and Sarah's Way, plus the new duplex community at Abigail Trails. BMS Builders can build the home of your dreams. Just ask Dr. Dennis Ross in Greenville or ECU football coach Mike Houston. They built their homes, and they can build yours as well. Call 916-1578 for BMS Builders.
Do you have any real estate questions about buying or selling residential or commercial properties? Are you curious about this current real estate market? Do you need a property manager for all your rental houses? This is proud ECU alum Scott Harris with RE/MAX Preferred Realty and SD Harris Properties, and I would love to help answer every question you have and show you a real estate experience that will be memorable and enjoyable. Every step of the way, I'm here to make your dreams a stress-free reality. Call me today at 347-1857. That's 347-1857. Go Pirates.
This is Stephen Igoe. You've heard from me plenty on Pirate Radio Live and perhaps have read some of my work on hoistthecolors.net. Now, get an extension of our in-depth coverage on the Hoist the Colors podcast. From game previews to immediate post-game analysis to emergency podcasts for breaking news, we've got you covered. A cast of guest co-hosts from fans, former coaches, and other writers join me for 2 podcasts weekly to break down all things ECU athletics. Subscribe to Hoist the Colors now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts.
University PC Care in Greenville and New Bern has been serving the tech repair needs of Eastern North Carolina since 2006. And as one of the only Apple-authorized service providers east of Raleigh, all our technicians are Apple certified, and we only use genuine Apple parts. Your iPhone and Mac warranties are safe with us. Have questions or need service? Call 252-558-1280 or visit us online at universitypccare.com. University PC Care, your one-stop shop for service on everything Apple.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Town Insurance is your premier independent insurance agency. From maximizing opportunities to minimizing risk, Town's insurance advisors offer expert professional advice to clients of all sizes. For personal or business insurance questions, call 756-8300 today. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Shirley, can you give me that stat to consider, please?
The stat to consider.
Worst point differential by division champion in NFL history. 2010 Seattle Seahawks. Negative 97. Stephen Igoe, what do you remember about the 2011 Broncos that had a minus 81 point differential?
That had to be the Tim Tebow year, right? I just remember that it was the single worst offensive football team outside of the 2022 Denver Broncos that I've ever seen. But it was one of the more exciting years of my football fandom ever, as Tim Tebow would have the ball with a chance to win the game.
It's like 12-7.
Yep. Like the most random scores ever. And he usually would make one big throw, one big run, and somehow lead Denver to a victory.
Tebow time on Red Zone. What a memory. 2016, the Texans were minus 47. And this year's Tampa Bay Buccaneers, negative 45 point differential, will host a playoff game against the Dallas Cowboys. I saw this.
I've got a playoff sleeper.
Oh,
by the way, we can get into it if we're going to talk.
Let's go and do it now.
Right. You want me to talk about them, or do you want?
Well, first of all, there's only a few teams in the playoffs. When you say sleeper, you mean to win the Super Bowl?
Yeah,
like going all the way.
Yes, that a team that everybody's hating on, that I kind of like to make a run.
It's not Dallas, is it?
No.
Okay, who is it?
The Minnesota Vikings. I think there's so much negativity about, they suck, they're a fraud.
Speaking of point differential, 13-4, and they have a negative point differential.
I mean, they just got killed in a couple of those games late in the season and underperformed down the stretch. But I just feel like this might be Minnesota's year. Nobody's really talking about them. When they have played well, they've played really well. I think they're going to be jacked up for this first-round game at home. It's always a tough place to play. They're playing the Giants.
I love their line this week. 3. Like, that is a lot of disrespect for a home playoff team against the freaking Giants.
Yeah. I mean, I think if they can find a way to win this game, I like it.
And Kirk Cousins is terrible in primetime. If he does get to the Super Bowl, that would be the primetime of all primetime.
Yeah, you're right. And for me, like the opening game of the playoffs, like they should beat the Giants, but like they've been playing bad. There's going to be pressure on them to win. If they can get past this game, then the pressure's off. Then nobody will expect them to win on the road in the second round. The seeding now messes me up. So who would they play?
I think they'd be at San Fran, right?
Yeah, which is a winnable game with whoever playing quarterback.
San Fran is a machine, buddy.
They are, but just saying.
All right. The
I can easily see the Vikings winning that game.
Sleeper.
Eagles losing their first game of the playoffs after a bye, and then Minnesota hosting the NFC Championship.
At that point, playing like Dallas
or Tampa or whoever.
Yeah. All right. Interesting. I go, man, it's a lot of, you're searching for content, and you find great ways to regurgitate East Carolina content in many different ways, and you're just regurgitating it over and over again. Predictions, prognostications, always fun. We do them. They're kind of meaningless, but it's good for people to see. It's good for discussion.
Yep.
But this might be the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
I was wondering why you have MLB Twitter up, and now I am intrigued.
Because the MLB has broke out their crystal ball, Igoe. They have predicted the World Series, not for next year, for the next 10 years.
Yeah, like MLB.com has done this?
Yes. Would you like to see the next 10 World Series matchups?
Absolutely.
Coming up next year, the Dodgers are going to beat the Blue Jays.
All right.
After that, Mets over the Orioles in 2024. Giants beat the Yankees in 2025. 2026, the Seattle Mariners win the World Series over the Cardinals.
Who is writing this? Who's in charge of this?
I don't know.
Like, I know, like, MLB, like, Rob Manfred's not up there, like, writing this out. This has to be a social media project.
They're like, all right, it's January 10th.
And the fact that they picked 10 different teams to win it is just like a total social media play. Hey, let's pick 10 different teams to win the next 10 World Series just so we can get as many retweets and likes as possible.
Who are excited fan bases right now that we can get behind? Let's go like Mariners and Orioles. They're
Mariners,
kind of excited.
They got the Tigers in there, the Angels, like the Guardians. Like, no chance all those teams are going to win a World Series.
Braves are only going to make one in the next 10 years, and they're going to lose to the Tigers in 2029.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one, man.
Ronald Acuna's final game in Atlanta. Like, the Brewers and Red Sox 2031. Like,
this is just dumb.
What a waste of digital space. But hey,
we're talking about MLB in January when we 100% would not be.
But now I want to do this like with ECU.
Right.
And I want to predict like ECU's leading rusher the next 10 years. And by the time I get to 2027, I'm just naming like David Gardner. Like just making up names.
It would be fun to try and predict like who the coach is going to be in like 2031.
Right, Damon Magazoo, head football coach of East Carolina. Joe Sloan. That we need to do. Why just predict every basketball game like we did when we can predict the whole decade of stuff? So we need to broaden our horizons when it comes to predictions. All right. Anyway, I go. Man, I saw a tweet earlier today from Stephen Igoe that got my attention. It said, a dominant third quarter lifts ECU over Temple on the road 72-51. Kim McNeil's team is now 12-5. That's good. 3-1 in conference. That's really good. And is knocking on the top 100 of the net rankings. How close are we knocking? Because I mistakenly said earlier we were in the top 100 because I did not read your tweet close enough.
That doesn't sound like something you would do. They entered today, I believe, at 109.
Wow, okay.
Maybe 112. Either way, Temple was, I think, 101. I may be slightly off on the numbers, but I remember checking it. And to win that game on the road will almost assuredly bump them past Temple.
Yeah.
And if you look at the American, the majority of the league is in the top 100, but not in the top, 60, basically where you're in, at-large range. But let's say the women go on a run where they win, 5, 6, 6 out of 7, 7 out of 8. They could, theoretically, maybe be in the discussion for at least an NIT, maybe NCAA berth. I mean, we'll see how it transpires. The best team in the league is South Florida. With UConn gone, obviously, a couple years ago. USF has been kind of a borderline top 25 team under their current regime for a while now, and that'll be a challenging game. I think ECU and USF may only play once this year, but that'll be a big game. And this, they had never won at Temple before in women's basketball, and they really dominated that game. I mean, Amaya Joyner's coming to her own, but Danae McNeil's playing well. They have some young talent that is really impressive. Their young pieces look probably like the most talented players on the team outside of McNeil. So you have to like what Kim McNeil's done. She's recruited well. They have another top 100 player coming in next year. They've signed back-to-back top 100 players in the country and back-to-back recruiting classes. So, finally now I think year 4 for Kim McNeil starting to show those wins.
Right, that's what hasn't been here, the wins.
They haven't had the wins. They've always played hard. They've always played that style. It's kind of rugged defensive, get a bunch of steals. But now that they're getting some wins, you finally have those tangible results along with the recruiting to where you can start to sustain and build momentum.
Stephen Igoe, Hoist the Colors, ECU women's hoops analyst.
Yeah, man. Hey, if the Pirates win in any sport, I will talk about it.
Yeah.
I'll analyze it. I was close to going to a women's soccer match last year.
Now you sound like Troy D. You were close to going to a match?
Yeah, if they would have beat William and Mary in that Sunday game, I was going to show up to cover the next game, but they lost. They were getting top 25 votes. I said if they would have made the top 25, I would have been there to cover it and write a story.
Man, so close to getting that sweet, sweet HTC bump.
I mean, hey, I was excited. I watched some of that game, and I was disappointed when they lost. I think they lost 1-0.
Isn't it great to be disappointed by a loss instead of just let it roll?
Yeah. I made it appointment viewing today. I was like, man, I kind of like this 12 noon tip-off time for women's basketball. I can kind of get some work done with the game on in the background. And I found myself struggling to write because I was enthralled by the game.
Okay,
I'm serious.
That's great, man.
I was like, this is fun, man. This team is playing hard. They're
good to hear.
All right. They were playing hard and doing a lot of quality stuff.
Back to Igoe's sleeper pick in the Super Bowl, Minnesota Vikings. Eric says Vikings are good, but Cousins sucks. One of the all-time laziest things we say as sports fans. Fill in the blank sucks.
You're right.
But we say it. That's how we talk. Does Kirk Cousins suck?
No.
It depends on your...
There's a lot of crappy sucky.
Yeah, it depends on your, suck perspective. Are we talking about quarterbacks in the playoffs? Are we talking about quarterbacks overall? Are we talking about every human male on earth? I would say Kirk Cousins in the upper tier of the quarterbacks. Compared to me, you, Chandler?
Yeah, definitely a much better quarterback than us.
Better than us. Is he better than... You know what we should do, Igoe? Let's rank the playoff quarterbacks real quick. God.
I feel like we're on first take or something.
But you didn't let me finish. We're going to rank them for the next 10 years.
Oh, okay. Now I'm on board.
So I've got C.J. Stroud, number 1. So
it's going to be tough to do. I feel like we need to gather ourselves over a break and then do that.
Very good idea. And I promise we will talk ECU hoops. Cincinnati, and also catch you up on what's going on with Pirate football, portal, coach, all that. Let's take a break. We'll come back. More to go. Pirate Radio Live. Stephen Igoe on a Wednesday. Back with you after this.
America's favorite light beer, Bud Light, is also the official beer of the ECU Pirates. When planning your fun times with family and friends, be sure to pick up some Bud Light at your favorite retailer. Bud Light carefully brews their beer to be perfect for anywhere there's fun, because when there's fun, Bud Light is there. Always have fun, Pirate Nation, and always stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Go Pirates!
If you wake up in the morning with a backache, feeling more tired than you did when you went to bed, you probably need a new mattress. And the best place to get that mattress is Factory Mattress. Hi, I'm Kirk Smith, General Manager. For more than 40 years, Factory Mattress has been Greenville and Wilson's local mattress dealer. We guarantee the lowest price on the area's best selection with over 50 models to choose from. No seconds or overruns. Factory Mattress offers only first quality direct from the manufacturer. Sealy Posturepedic, Beauty Rest, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic. The most highly trained sales associates with over 60 years of combined experience. Same as cash financing with zero interest up to 48 months and free local delivery. Face it, to have a good day, you've got to have a good night. So sleep better knowing you saved money at Factory Mattress, locally owned on Greenville Boulevard in Greenville, on Forest Hills Road in Wilson, on the web at factorymattressusa.com, and a proud member of Pirates Supporting Pirates.
With over 30 locations across North Carolina and southeastern Virginia, Quality Equipment is your local John Deere dealer, where you'll find everything you need for your next project. Our complete lineup of John Deere lawn and garden, agricultural, and commercial worksite equipment comes with years of experience, expertise, and dedication. We know what it takes to get it done right. Stop by today or visit us online at qualityequip.com.
Wings Over delivers. Wings Over delivers. Wings Over delivers. If you're looking for wings to be delivered to your home, Wings Over Greenville has you covered with no third party needed. Wings Over Greenville has its own in-house delivery service. Be sure to try the all-new tender sandwiches by ordering ahead on the Wings Over mobile app. Open till 3 a.m. on Friday and Saturday, Wings Over has everything to cure those late night munchies. Give them a call at 758-9464. Wings Over Greenville. They deliver.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Russell from Russell's Clothing in downtown Washington. Russell's has a long history of dressing Pirate fans, both men and women. For the men, we offer both logoed and non-logoed from Peter Millar, Johnny O, and Smathers and Branson. Our ladies love Tyler Bowe, Crosby, and Never a Wallflower for game day. Join us in wishing the Pirates a healthy and successful season. And remember, for all your game day needs, shop Russell's in downtown Washington.
Go Pirates!
This is Mark Washington with Max Sports Performance at Max Fitness. Our facility has reopened and is following all safety protocols. The best thing you can do to strengthen your immune system is, of course, to work out and exercise on a regular basis. I can assist you as your performance coach. You can also enjoy the benefits of a private facility. Avoid the crowds and work out at Max Fitness. Now is the time to get healthy. Max Fitness, just off Highway 43 in the old Ace Hardware building behind Speedway in Greenville. Call me, Mark Washington, 902-4877.
BMS Builders is your premier custom builder in eastern North Carolina. With homes in Blackwood, Mills Creek, Dalton's Cove in Farmville, and Belmar and Ayden, they're constantly expanding. Now to Laurel Glen and Sarah's Way, plus the new duplex community at Abigail Trails. BMS Builders can build the home of your dreams. Just ask Dr. Dennis Ross in Greenville or ECU football coach Mike Houston. They built their homes, and they can build yours as well. Call 916-1578 for BMS Builders.
This is Stephen Igoe, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store, serving the best cheese, biscuits, and country food around. They are open every day and have 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Cliff.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live. Stephen Igoe was right. We did need a break to rank our quarterbacks in the playoffs, and
we need 2 breaks, apparently.
We should have done it live on the air just to show you how dumb we are. Basically, we went and I had ranked all of them, and then I was missing one and said, who am I missing? And we went through it, and Igoe said, Tom Brady. Yeah, we forgot about the greatest
of all time.
So very quickly, Igoe, our rankings go like this. 1, we both have Mahomes. 2, we have Allen. 3, I'm staying with Joe Burrow. You're going Brady 3?
No, I'm going Burrow 3.
All right.
I'm going Brady 4.
4, I'm going with Justin Herbert. You're going with Brady?
Yep.
4. I got Brady way down. 5, Hurts. 6, Cousins.
You're gonna put Kirk Cousins ahead of Tom Brady?
Yes. 7, Dak. 8, Brady. 9, Lawrence. 10, Geno. 11, Purdy. 12, Daniel Jones. 13 and 14, whatever Baltimore and Miami have. So, yeah, I mean, this
is like, I feel like the weakest group of playoff quarterbacks I can remember in some time, mainly because of injuries.
Well, it's weird, too, because who's good on defense in the playoffs? San Francisco. Who else?
I feel like
Dallas at times.
Like the Eagles are pretty good.
Eagles are pretty good. Okay. Those are 3 NFC defenses. Who has the best defense in the AFC in the wild card in the playoffs?
I guess Baltimore.
Yeah.
I mean,
but nobody stands out really. So I don't know. Kind of a weird playoffs. I'm looking forward to it, even though none of our teams are in it. Shirley's Dolphins are in it, but kind of doesn't count when you don't have your quarterback. It's a bummer when you make it and you don't have your full roster available to you. All right, let's stick with football. Talk a little Pirate football. I had a question from Jack on YouTube. He says, Igoe, why are you taking shots at Mr. Bly? Is he referring to Dre Bly?
I've not taken a shot at Dre Bly, but I was asked if ECU would hire Dre Bly as the new cornerbacks coach, and I just said that was highly unlikely.
So Dre Bly, All-American, great cornerback at North Carolina, had a good NFL career.
Yeah.
Where's he been since then?
He's been at North Carolina coaching.
Okay. DBs, I assume?
Great, yeah, cornerbacks coach, great recruiter, if not elite recruiter. But, I mean, you can look at the talent they brought in and see that he's not a good developer of talent. I mean, their talent never progressed. Their secondary, all those guys transferred out or they underperformed for a reason, whether it be the defensive staff as a whole or Dre Bly. So I just don't see Dre Bly as a fit for ECU, which has to not only have a strong recruiter, but you have to be able to develop talent at ECU. Otherwise, you're not going to succeed as a coach here.
All right. There you go. And we are talking about the spot that Steve Ellis leaves open.
Yes, Steve Ellis heading to Louisville, 3 years at ECU. Turned out some really good cornerbacks. I mean, Jaquan McMillan, Malik Fleming have been 2 of the team's higher graded players really since Steve Ellis got here. And, you know, Nolan Johnson was up there too before he transferred out, especially during the 2020 season. So, but, you know, if there's one thing Coach Houston has done well, anytime they've lost a coach, I mean, he has replaced that position or the next coach with a really good hire, if not an upgrade. So I don't have any real concern over ECU hiring a quality replacement for Steve Ellis. I'll certainly miss his shock mantra, but it is what it is. I messaged him yesterday, told him good luck, and he said he enjoyed his time here. Happy for the opportunity.
Coach, can I get you on just for a second? Steve Ellis joining us.
I'm trying to leave Greenville.
Pretty cool.
I'm trying to leave.
I go to see one of those Sharks playing for your Broncos.
Dude,
Week 18.
I was fired up.
And who was playing?
That was Jaquan McMillan. When you think of good cornerbacks here at East Carolina, you think of a guy like Jaquan McMillan. Jaquan McMillan. You think of a Malik Fleming, but you also think of Jaquan McMillan.
Yeah.
Because you know what he is?
What's that?
He's a shark.
Yeah.
Jaquan McMillan.
A shark always goes forward. It never goes backwards.
Right.
You'll never see a catfish and a shark at the same time.
I know. Again, we have like 3 minutes of interview ever from Steve Ellis.
And
Chandler
just repeats the same 5 phrases.
I tell my guys to be competitive, but not combative. He also says that.
It was cool that Jaquan McMillan.
It's so funny because that was one of the main things I took away from me today as well. The fact that it is Jaquan McMillan and not Jaquan McMillan.
He liked the impression, according to his Twitter, so that was cool to see. But yeah, Pirate in the pros was.
Dude, I was jacked
up. Can I leave now?
Yeah, you're good.
All right, see y'all.
I was jacked up because the game meant absolutely nothing, but I made it appointment viewing to watch it. And I didn't think he would actually play outside of maybe like some nickel packages or special teams, but I turned on the game because I was following a Broncos writer pregame. He was like, and working with the first team is Jaquan McMillan. And sure enough, he played every single snap defensively, and he looked really good because – I don't know if he would have played the entire game, but the second series, he wasn't really tested on the first series. Second series, they tried to run a stretch play opposite side. He was near the line of scrimmage, ran the guy down from behind, made a tackle right at the line of scrimmage. Then the very next play, 3rd and long, one-on-one coverage with Mike Williams. They took a shot. He was right there. Great coverage.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing the Chargers starters at that point.
Yeah, it was a legit starter. They didn't take him out until there was like 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter when they'd already lost the game.
Really weird decision, by the way.
Yeah.
By the Chargers.
Very strange, but I enjoyed it as a Broncos fan. But yeah, he played well, man, and all you can ask for is an opportunity as an undrafted guy. He stuck around on the practice squad the whole year. So clearly they liked him. The one thing, he's just so small out there. Like, he got pushed around a little bit in the running game, but and that's the only reason he went undrafted and probably why he hasn't gotten a shot, just because he is small. And he didn't really play, I think a lot of teams expected him to play slot corner in the NFL. I don't know if he just doesn't have the hips for it or what, but they've worked him an outside corner the whole time, and that's what he played at ECU. But he looked comfortable there. He's just outmanned in terms of size. Like when they run screens to his side, it's going to be a challenge to get off blocks. But if he covers as well as he did and he tackles as well as he did, he'll continue to get a shot.
Yeah, I don't know. Does the coaching regime change hurt him, or
it's not ideal? I mean, because he had just started to, prove to that staff. But the good news is the GM is expected to be back, and obviously the GM has a big role in personnel decisions, unless they end up hiring Harbaugh, who it sounds like will basically just run his own organization.
I believe I saw where the Broncos, did they get permission to talk to Sean Payton?
Yeah, they've gotten permission to talk to him.
Which is weird because
he's under contract with the Saints.
Okay, yeah.
So if you hire Sean Payton, you have to trade for him. You have to trade for his rights. So their speculation is the Saints would only take at least one first-round pick.
I remember bringing this up in the past. Coaches who were traded. Bill Belichick, Jets to New England. John Gruden, Oakland to Tampa. Herm went from New York to Kansas City. Mike Holmgren, Green Bay to Seattle. So, and then Bill Parcells, Patriots to Jets. So it's
5 pretty notable coaches.
I mean, if you're trading for a coach, it's going to be a big name that you really want. So it has happened before, hasn't happened in a while. All right, back to Pirate football. I go look into your crystal ball and see how many other coaches that were on the staff in 2022 won't be back in 23. How many more you think?
So we know Steve Shankweiler moving to more of a off-the-field role. Obviously, they've gone ahead and made the new offensive line coach hire.
How do you pronounce his last name?
Mogridge, I think.
Mogridge, okay.
We can call him Coach
Mo.
Yeah.
All right, Coach Mo's back.
Is back at ECU. I've heard great things.
Motown.
Obviously, you'll have a new corners coach. Outside of that, haven't confirmed anything else. I am scheduled to talk with Mike Houston, hopefully in the next day or so, for the podcast. Check it out, by the way, Hoist the Colors podcast, Cliff Godwin, earlier this week.
We got a preview of that podcast right now. Ask Coach Houston a question.
Coach, what are some big goals this offseason heading into spring ball?
Well, Stephen, I'm so on Steve Ellis.
Talking to Steve Ellis or Coach?
You got to just say a few key words. Compete, we're
going to compete. We're going to compete.
Get into it.
We're going to be physical, and that's something we tell our guys. We're going to be We're going to be competitive. We're going to be physical, and we're just looking to get a good bunch in here. Very hard-nosed. Look, we're already hard-nosed, but we want to get even more hard-nosed. We want to get our noses even harder. We want to be very hard-nosed. We got a really good bunch.
Who's got the hardest nose on the team, Coach?
Probably me. I gotta be honest. It's probably me. But we got a lot of hard-nosed kids.
You know what else is key? Got to get in tune for the.
We gotta get in tune. We got to get in tune. Thank God we don't have to play Clayton Tune anymore. But, yeah, we have a really good bunch, physical, competitive bunch.
There's a preview of the Hoist the Colors podcast coming up.
It'll probably sound just like that.
Jaquan McMillan.
Jaquan McMillan.
Exit interview with Steve Ellis. Almost said Jaquan McMillan.
Oh, by the way, I like that Jaquan McMillan liked the impression as well on social media. That was good. Sorry. How many more coaches leave?
I haven't confirmed any other moves at this time.
Right, of course you haven't. We're speculating.
Well, the coaching convention has come and gone, so I would say if we don't hear about something soon.
When did we lose,
it's probably not going to happen.
Sims and
right now?
So around this time. Okay.
This is, usually you have the coaches convention and then some fallout from the convention. But you got guys making moves like chess pieces all around the country, puzzle pieces, and so you're going to have some trickle down effect. You can always have guys poached. You could have guys voluntarily leave.
No firings if we haven't had them by now, you think?
Yeah, unless it's just been done discreetly, which is always possible. But I would think we would know for sure in the next week or so.
Adam says, Igoe, who's your favorite incoming transfer player and incoming high school player so far?
Good question. There's a lot.
Omar's coming.
I am high on Omar, the Elon safety transfer. He had outstanding Pro Football Focus metrics. He was the third highest graded safety in Division I football. That is FBS and FCS.
Which is great, but
I know you're not a big analytics guy.
I'm okay with them, but when I see you put those out on Hoist the Colors, I'm like, and Mason Garcia grades high. I don't know.
Garcia hasn't graded high though.
But he was on the list for taking a knee or whatever.
Well, they just put him at 60 because that's replacement level. 60 is replacement level.
Maybe my small peanut brain just can't understand all the numbers.
We can go over it right now.
I'd rather not.
All right. Either way,
we got the third best safety in the country coming,
that's not
folks.
What I said, but
that's what you said.
Pro Football Focus did tweet out that Ohio State won their national championship based on grades, and they just got shredded.
Congratulations to Ohio State.
Air Force was 5th. Anyways, he's got potential, all right? What I'm saying is he's good enough to come here and be a help on the back end at safety.
Yeah.
As far as pure upside, I'm really excited to see what they do with Ra Dilworth. And he's undersized for a linebacker, and that was the issue at UNC, but I didn't feel like UNC used him properly. They just kind of forced him into the third down package. There's got to be a way to use a guy with 4.4 speed at 6 foot, 200 pounds, 6'1", 200 pounds, who can run like he can defensively. So can they find that role for him? And if so, how do they use it? Even if it's just putting him in there to blitz, man. There's got to be a way to maneuver that piece around defensively. So excited about him. High school players, there's a lot of guys I like in this class, but, running back Javius Bond with Keaton Mitchell leaving, You need somebody to take over that big playability. I don't know if it'll be him from day one, but he's got, electric speed, and he's got that type of running back build where he can hit the home run.
All right. Thank you for your question, Adam, and I hope you are satisfied with your answer, with Igoe's answer. And if you're not, all you can do is ask the question, and he can answer it. I'd love to hear, for folks that follow it, who are your favorites coming in? I asked that question and didn't get an answer. I don't know how many people are in teen with recruiting and portal because it is so overwhelming. In fact,
it is a lot, man.
Billy, we were asked yesterday if there's a list of outgoing players, and I said, I know if you go to 24/7 Sports, Hoist the Colors, you can see incoming players. That includes high school and transfers, so you can see that full list. But as far as outgoing players, probably don't have a list handy of that, do you?
If you go to our site and go to football recruiting tab, it'll lead to a link that says transfer portal. And if you click that, it'll take you to everybody that's in the portal and is coming from the portal. So kind of has both.
And you can search it by school.
Yeah. If you click transfer portal, it should bring up everybody by date that entered and then where they're going.
It starts with East
If you're on Hoist the Colors, it'll take you to all the ECU guys.
Juwan Powell, Demel Hickman, Jaira Wilson. So Hickman has a landing spot, Georgia Southern. Powell, no landing spot yet. Jaira going to UCF, of course. Let's see. Demetrius Mooney,
no
school
spot
yet. Any others? Oh, yeah, Stubblefield.
Stubblefield committed to Incarnate Word, and then they got a commitment from, an Auburn transfer or something.
So does he have time to commit somewhere else?
No,
like Avery Jones?
I think their semester started and they announced him today, so I think he's kind of locked in there.
Elijah Robinson going to Hawaii. Robert Kennedy. What? Oh, that's wrong.
He entered from, I guess it repopulated, but he entered from ODU this time, and now he's going to NC State.
Huh. Going to State. How about State getting ACC Holt Nailers?
Yeah.
Is it Brennan Armstrong, the big quarterback from Virginia who was awesome a couple years ago, took a step back last year, but Coach Ruff's buddy, Robert Anai, is now with NC State. So we're seeing this in-conference portal stuff going on, and we saw it was weird to see Brandon Suggs in that uniform playing against TCU.
Yeah, it was.
But seeing a Virginia quarterback start against State, it's like 10, 15, 20 years ago, unheard of. It's going to become more and more normal.
It is just strange. Transfers are one thing, but when you see the interconference guys, it doesn't feel right to me. Like, I feel like if you're, if you want to transfer, like you either typically go up or down, and you can argue this program is better than that program in the same conference. But typically, like if you're transferring within conference, it's just kind of a weird dynamic because are you really improving your situation that much? I mean, Brandon Suggs, I guess he's got a chance to participate on an NCAA tournament team, but he's also playing a lesser role, so I don't know.
He is a team glue guy, Igo. He cares about the team.
He was a really good glue guy in Minchie's that day. Yeah, I think 1 point, 1 rebound.
And guess what? They needed that 1 point.
He did draw some offensive fouls, though, so that's what he does.
Did him and Tabs have a thing?
I think he had a thing with everybody.
Here we go, smearing his name.
No, him and Brandon Johnson were going and getting into it.
Did Brandon Johnson kind of mush him one time? He threw the ball at him after he scored.
Mush him.
Yeah. It was fun, man. I like that stuff.
I was entertained. The only thing that was missing was the Pirate dub.
Yeah, that stunk. I'm ready for, and now that everybody transfers, it's not as cool, but like that first North Carolina basketball player that transfers to Duke, or Ohio State football blue chip that goes to Michigan, like that's really all that's left. Like,
there was a lot of, I don't want to say hate, but non-happy people with Jair Wilson going to UCF.
Well, of course. And I don't have whatever. It's your life. You decide. It's not for me to say if it's a good idea or bad idea.
Look, it sucks he ended up at UCF, but they're going to the Big 12, and Jair's played, he was here 5 years. He got his degree. He has the COVID year. He kind of has a free year to do what he wants. Like, to me, it's whatever. If he became a star overnight here and then immediately left for greener pastures, and went to UCF, and UCF was still in the American next year, I'd have a little bit more of a problem with it. But now it's just kind of whatever, man. Go, take your shot. You got a chance to get paid. Might as well do it.
Yeah, I can't hate on anybody for that. Let's take a break. We'll come back. More to go on Pirate Radio Live with Stephen Igoe, Hoist the Colors. We're back with you after this.
Jeff Stein, our special guest from Brown & Wood. Hey, Jeff, electric cars are coming. What's that mean for Brown & Wood customers?
For the customers, like it or not, EV is coming. We've installed 5 electric vehicle chargers here at the dealership. We have the all-new Cadillac Lyriq coming at 1st of 2024, and we've just seen the first reservation for the new Sierra EV.
People are interested in electric vehicles. How can they get up with you?
They can visit us at brownandwood.net or 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal: to make sure you leave a happy customer.
UBE and PirateWear.com is excited to offer Pirate Nation the largest selection of new ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates in to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking uptown in Greenville. Visit them at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
Happy New Year. This is Talbot Green, and I'm excited to announce our new partnership with Integrity Home Mortgage. Integrity Home Mortgage offers a wide variety of programs ranging from conventional, government, and portfolio loans, plus construction and lot loans. Our Integrity Home Mortgage team of Talbot Green, Braxton Green, and Joanne Weir offer over 50 years of experience and is committed to providing you with superior customer service.
To get started, call me, Joanne Weir, at 531-1148.
NMLS 28516, Equal Housing Lender.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
Familia on Fire Tower Road in Winterville has a brand new updated menu. Open from 4 to 9 Tuesday through Saturday and 11 to 9 on Sundays, Familia has a variety of pizza combinations and classic Italian dishes that are sure to tackle your taste buds. Enjoy Thirsty Thursdays with $3 drafts with several local brews on tap. And who doesn't love brunch? Familia has Sunday brunch from 11 to 2. Follow Familia on social media for their pizza of the week for just $12. Visit online at FamiliaNC.com. Familia, that's Italian for family.
I'm Michael Vaughn with East Coast Grading and Utilities. Many of you know my dad, David Vaughn, and his work in putting in subdivisions all over Pirate Nation. But East Coast Grading and Utilities is not just for those type of big jobs. We're here for the homeowners. Whether it's concrete, driveways, hauling rock, or sand, whatever you need, East Coast Grading and Utilities can get the job done. Call us at 252-531-7494 or check us out on Facebook at East Coast Grading and Utilities.
It's bow time. You've probably heard folks say, don't call it a comeback. But at Bojangles, we don't like to beat around the bush. So when the sizzling, savory pork chop griller's back in all its tender, marinated chili lime glory, and you can get a pork chop griller combo for just $4.59, go ahead, call it a comeback. Get a legendary pork chop griller combo for just $4.59, only at Bojangles. It's bow time.
Flight by Yuengling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yuengling and Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hey everybody, this is David Glenn, and you're listening to my favorite station in Eastern North Carolina, Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. For the latest news, breaking news, interesting stories, and awesome contests that can make you a winner, be sure to follow Pirate Radio on our social media. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at PR927FM. You can join the over 61,000 followers today. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
Thank you, Shirley. Chandler Honeycutt, Stephen Igoe, Hoist the Colors joining us to close out hour number 2. Jeff Charles joins us coming up at 5 o'clock. We'll open up the booty bag, make you a winner as well. I have mentioned that guys were elected to the Pro Bowl, but there's no Pro Bowl. So what's the deal with being a Pro Bowler if there's no Pro Bowl? Well, I do have the events. Ian Rappaport tweeted this out earlier today. And this is not a joke. These are the events that will go on at the Pro Bowl games coming up this year. Thursday, February 2nd, Epic Pro Bowl Dodgeball, multi-round tournament of classic dodgeball featuring 4 teams of 5 players that begins with the offenses and defenses from both conferences squaring off. It'll culminate in an AFC versus NFC showdown. Another event, Lightning Round. Each conference selects 16 players to compete in a 3-part elimination challenge. In the first event, Splash Catch. Teammates, pairings from each conference will toss water balloons back and forth.
And I can say that I will not be watching this either way.
Fine.
Whether it's a game or the events.
Longest drive. Have you ever wanted to watch your favorite NFL player hit a tee shot? You're in luck. That's coming up. Precision Passing, presented by EA Sports Madden 23 Mobile. Each of the conference's 3 quarterbacks will battle in a 1-minute accuracy competition. All right, this one might be kind of interesting, but I won't be watching it. How would you incorporate like a dunk contest into football? Well, I guess you could dunk the football in the goalpost, but best catch, presented by Uber Eats. 2 players from each conference will compete in a best catch competition, showing off their creativity, inventiveness, and talent.
I'm somewhat intrigued by that.
Out of all these things, that's the one that if I had to pick one to watch right now, it'd probably be that. Some other stuff, Gridiron Gauntlet. I don't care to read what that is. Kick-tack-toe, Igoe. Each team's kicker, punter, and long snapper compete in a giant tic-tac-toe competition.
How much time is this going to take? I mean, this whole series of events sounds like it'll take at least 7 hours.
Okay, move the chains. 4 teams, 2 from each conference, will compete side by side in a weighted wall pull that will showcase their strength, speed, and ingenuity. Okay. All right. And then I guess there will be some skills competitions as well. So there you go. Look, nobody's watching the Pro Bowl anyway. And the main thing for me as an NFL fan, I don't want Terry McLaurin tearing his leg in a meaningless game.
But you do want him tearing his leg in his best catch competition.
Absolutely. That is what I want. So there you go. There's your Pro Bowl festivities. Nobody will be watching, but you know what? Just like everything is today, it'll make for little splash videos to put out on social media that people will retweet and talk about, you know? All right. Stephen Allen says, did anyone ever mention Patrick Surtain Sr. with Southern Miss for NFL greats that Pirates played against? No, because he's not a great. Just kidding, wow. Steve. I mean, he's pretty good.
He's great.
Great?
He was a Pro Bowler, wasn't he?
Did he compete in any of these events that I talked about? If not, don't care about him.
He actually played in the Pro Bowl.
Matt says, I can safely say that The Rock will host all the events at the Pro Bowl. That's pretty good. I can see that. Finally.
Was it prior to last year's Super Bowl that he was out there like cutting that promo
for 12 minutes?
That was so weird, man.
Yeah. Who is Chris says, why does it sound like Battle of the Network Stars? Not a fan. Again, though, like, they're trying something other than a game, which I'm okay with.
I give them credit for trying. It's just, it's not going to.
Honestly, I'd be fine if they just gave the guys a trip to Hawaii and said the heck with it, and that'd be it. Like, whatever. You earn your spot. Or just do the All-Pro list. They still do All-Pro teams. Just don't even do a Pro Bowl. Who is the halftime act in the Super Bowl this year?
Couldn't tell you.
All right. I'm going to do some quick Googling. Rihanna. Rihanna. Umbrella. Ella. Yeah, okay. That's fine. Don't carry the way. I go, any other ECU news and notes to hit on?
Not really. I mean, we haven't really talked much men's basketball yet. We got the game coming up at 9 o'clock tonight. Tough task, again, going on the road. It feels like they're getting all these tough road games out of the way. They've been to Wichita. Obviously, Wichita is down this year, but still a very tough place to play historically. To Memphis and now to Cincinnati. You know, probably three of the toughest places to play in the conference. So hopefully once they get through this stretch, they can...
Much tougher than Houston.
Well, they don't play at Houston this year. So therefore, once again, you were wrong. I was saying on the schedule, Clipster.
All right. Much easier than Tulane.
I mean, yeah, as far as toughness, not team you're playing.
Oh, toughness.
Yeah, like tough place to play.
Okay. Did you see the madhouse that was Tulane last year, Igoe, when ECU rolled in there?
It was just insane. There was 500 people there losing their mind.
There was way more people than that, and you know it.
750 people?
Are you kidding? They were packed. I remember
and that arena holds what? 4,000?
Okay, so there was 4,000 in there, or 350, 3,500.
350, yeah.
350. Cincinnati's not that good, right?
They're pretty good, man. They've been up and down, but they have five. They don't have a ton of depth, but they have five dudes who are really good. David DeJulius. They've had the same guy, what's his name, Davenport there forever. They've also got Landers Nolly from Memphis. They got a 6'11 guy from Russia who can score. He's shooting like 65% from the field. Micah Adams-Woods has been there forever. So those five guys are kind of like the key. You remember that big dude for ODU who just like on ECU? He's on the team, but he barely plays. That shows you how good Cincinnati is. So
I judge teams by their BPI, Igoe. Do you ever look at the BPI?
Yeah, all the time.
The Basketball Power Index?
You know, it's funny. You would shame me for looking at Pro Football Focus, and here you are pumping up the BPI.
I'm a BPI guy. You know the number one team in the BPI is? The Houston Cougars. How about 2 and 3 face off tonight, Igoe? You going to check out UCF Memphis at 7?
I probably will.
Yeah.
At least some of it.
UCF 43, Memphis 46. Fourth on the list in the American is Cincinnati at 74. East Carolina all the way down at 197. Yikes. BPI does not like the Pirates.
I feel like none of those, like FPI, even when ECU was...
Well, when you lose to South Carolina State, it probably affects the numbers.
I mean, who was South Florida or SMU beating?
Probably South Carolina State.
South Carolina beat Kentucky. ECU beat South Carolina. Pirates better than Kentucky.
That is true, and you cannot deny that fact. We want Tulsa. I'm ready for Tulsa.
There's a stretch after this game.
Let's look at it.
I'm not going to say that ECU is going to win 4 or 5, but there's a possibility.
Starting with South Florida?
Yep. The only really game they'll definitely be an underdog in is at Temple, but that's not an unwinnable game.
Pirates home favorite against South Florida, you think?
Yeah, for sure.
At Temple, about a 6-point dog. Wichita at home, already beat them, winnable.
We skipped Tulsa at home.
At South Florida, for all the road issues East Carolina's had in our lives, they've won there. Oh, I skipped who?
Yeah, Tulsa.
Tulsa at home. We're a favorite in that one.
I mean, look at this. ECU can be favored in 3 of the 4 games after tonight, and maybe even 4 or 5.
These 2 games, Tulsa at home on a Tuesday, Wichita at home on a Sunday, back-to-back, those have got to be your let's get some folks excited, let's win some home games, because the crowds without the students were decent, not great, but pretty good, but everybody went home pissed. because you lost two games
very
you could have
frustrating
won.
fashion.
Yeah,
They played hard, but when you can't make free throws, it's demoralizing.
Yep.
But you could go win.
SMU
that's 5
in
of
years
6.
past has been a game where you're like, not this year. So you're right. It does lighten up, but then the toughest road game of the year at Tulane coming up after that.
That is a little tough stretch there. You go at Tulane versus Cincy, at SMU, at Tulsa, which is all one road trip.
Winnable.
And then you come home to face the big, what does that say? Alumni game.
It's an alumni game. Igoe and I alums, as is Chandler, will be there.
Earl Bing will be in the house. Gabriel Mikulus. Brandon Hawkins. Kenyatta Brown.
Can't wait to see.
Best era of ECU hoops ever.
Yeah. Travis.
I'm telling you, man, if they can go on a little run there during that stretch, that's their opportunity, because then you finish the year with Houston, Tulane, UCF. That's tough. So, but there's finally a favorable stretch there, like 5 of 6, and maybe even 6 of 6 if they could snatch one at Temple. Could you imagine a 6-game winning streak?
No, hell no.
ECU, which has only won 6 games total for their most ever American Athletic Conference wins.
I could not imagine that. Yeah, it's pretty easy to imagine anything. I could not imagine that. And then at that point, we'll be asking Igoe, will he be going to the AAC basketball tournament like we do every year? And he'll get offended by the question.
Of course I'm not going. I mean,
I haven't asked you yet. Wait, I'll ask you later.
I tell you what, if they go on a 6-game winning streak, remember last year we had some stipulation where if they won
all right, game. 6 in a row, Igoe will go.
Yep. There you go.
And we'll also ask Igoe, since you're not going to that, will you join us for the round 1 watch along? And you'll say,
maybe.
Yeah, probably, maybe, yeah, likely, I will, and then something will come up and you won't be here.
Slater, usually Slater's an excuse.
Yeah, Slater's got pink eye or something. I shouldn't say that.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
My bad.
I'm definitely going to use that as an excuse, though, when the time comes.
I'm giving you an excuse.
Slater's got pink eye.
We are just kind of recycling this whole thing. Time is a flat circle.
I mean, it is the same thing. Like, ECU basketball every year. It's always 1-3 in conference play, no matter how we get. Like, it's like you get an early win. This year it was different. It was on the road instead of at home.
Yeah.
And you get excited. You lose a couple tough games. Next thing you know, you're like 2-8 in conference.
Yep.
Can they break that cycle this year?
Hey,
the stretch coming up. It's possible.
Look, also Igoe, things to look forward to. Starting next month, we'll start to look at if the season ended today.
Yes.
Where
all the seedings, I can email Chuck Sullivan at the American and get all the scenarios.
Start to look at brackets. It gets fun. It gets exciting. All right. Thanks for joining us, Steve.
Thanks for having me.
We will take a break. Come back. The Voice, Jeff Charles, joins us live from Cincinnati when we return on Pirate Radio Live. Back with you on a Wednesday after this.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of pirates. The doors open at noon, 7 days a week. And the Buck has live music every night, along with football. Monday is open mic night, the first Monday of each month. Tuesday, it's karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesday, it's acoustic night. Thursday, it's the dance party with DJ Kid Scene and live music every Friday and Saturday night with the best bands on the East Coast. Follow the Buck on Instagram for information and schedule of events. This season, party like a pirate at the Buck.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville. Do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers. Do you suffer from chronic aches, pains, or muscle tightness? Hey, I'm Jordan Mikesell with Bodies in Balance in Greenville. With degrees in physical, occupational, and massage therapy and certifications in stretching and flexibility, we know how stretching and massage can bring long-term results so you can live a pain-free and healthy life. Continue enjoying the activities you love by calling or texting 252-916-4530 to schedule your first stretch consultation or massage today. For more info, visit bodiesinbalance.com so you can start living an active life today.
Hello, Eastern North Carolina. If you're looking for a great place to work with competitive pay and a multitude of advancement opportunities, Pitt County Schools is hiring. We employ over 3,500 people, and we're one of the largest employers in our community and region. Pitt County Schools is currently seeking teachers, bus drivers, school nutrition personnel, facility staff, custodians, clerical staff, and more. We offer advanced leadership opportunities for our educators and competitive pay for our skilled labor force. Come work for a diverse, thriving school system and be an important part of ensuring success for the students of Pitt County who are the future of Eastern North Carolina. To fill out an application, visit our website today at pittschools.org. That's pittschools.org. And remember, education is truly a team effort. Pitt County Schools. Live and lead.
For years, Callie Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low, low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
Greenville Utilities electric customers will soon be able to receive text notifications in the event of power outages. Enrollment is automatic, so make sure GUC has your cell phone number by signing into your account at GUC.com, then update the information in your user profile. Want to talk with someone instead? Call 252-752-7166 during business hours. 252-752-7166. Update us so we can update you. Visit GUC.com for more information.
Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. University Sportswear ENC.com is your one-stop shop for all promotional products for your business. With over 1 million items to shop from, University Sportswear ENC.com offers high-quality products at prices to fit any budget. Visit University Sportswear ENC.com for contact information and to get shopping. University Sportswear ENC.com, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. To get the business services that are right for your business today, contact the team of experienced local bankers at First Bank. The team includes bankers you can trust like Ashley Capps, Lee Watson, Bonner Latham, Chris Richards, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nesbitt. First Bank, together with their customers, they're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. First Bank on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip Broad.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live. Stay tuned. We're going to open up the booty bag in just a moment. And you can be a winner right here on this show. And you're a winner for tuning in because you get to hear great guests like The Voice, Jeff Charles, who joins us now live on the Pitt Electric Live line. He'll be on the call tonight as East Carolina faces Cincinnati. Jeff, how you doing today?
Clip, I'm doing great. We're sitting here in Cincinnati, Ohio, getting ready for the Pirates and the UC Bearcats. Late game tonight. It's a 9 o'clock tip-off. Yeah, we'll see what the Pirates can do. They've never beaten Cincinnati here at UC, so we had that same scenario, as you well know, Clip, when the Pirates went to Wichita a couple of weeks ago, and the Pirates were able to pull the upset. So let's see if they can do it again tonight.
And, Jeff, you said you're sitting there. You've been sitting and got to do a little bit more sitting with that late tip-off time. We talked to Michael Perry yesterday on the show and said the team is going to get their meals in, maybe a shoot-around, a walk-through, and then try to fill the time before you get to a late 9 p.m. tip-off. So, Jeff, how are you feeling the hours today there in Cincinnati?
Well, number one, I'm not a big fan of 9 o'clock tip-offs, especially on the road, because it'll probably be close to 2 o'clock before we get home tomorrow morning. But I stay busy during the day, get my workout in. It's really pretty nice for Cincinnati in January. It's about 50 degrees. So I've been out walking around the city. There are some beautiful murals along the Ohio River, which I have never seen before, that I just got back and took a look at. And we're located, the hotel, Cliff, is right across the river from the Bengal Stadium and the Red Stadium, and also the Coliseum, Riverfront Coliseum is what they used to call it. That's not where UC plays. UC plays on campus. And then there is a big dome that's also across the river that is the indoor practice facility for the Bengals. So as we look out our hotel room, we see all of that across the river. Now, we're in Covington, Kentucky, which is across from Cincinnati. But the guys are just getting back now from shoot-around, and they do the best they can to keep them busy. I know when you talked with Coach Perry yesterday, they took them to the mall, so they had about an hour at the mall walking around. And the day goes pretty quick because you're always busy doing your game preparation and getting ready for the game. So Pirates will leave the hotel about 7 o'clock tonight to head on over for the basketball game this evening.
And, Jeff, I got to imagine there's a buzz there for the Bengals, who made it to the Super Bowl last year, and a good spot to make a run in a tough AFC this year. But Dan Horde handles the play-by-play duties for both the Bearcats and Bengals. And do you get a sense of that when you're around there in the city?
Well, you asked me that, Clip, because I was going to talk about that with you on the show today. Yes, a lot of Bengals excitement here. And I'm going to give you a few facts and figures for the game coming up Sunday with the Ravens in town. The cheap seat in the nosebleed section in the end zones, they're going for $237 per seat. Those are the cheap seats. Parking, listen to this, Clip, parking close to the stadium, a parking spot is going for $260.
Wow.
And probably the cheapest parking you can get within a mile of the stadium is an $80 parking spot. So it is incredible, the prices. But when you walk around the city, which we've been doing since we've been here, there are a lot of folks wearing Bengals hats and coats and jackets. And, yeah, you can really tell there's a big playoff game coming. It's all over radio, television, newspapers. So, yeah, people here are really excited about the Bengals again this year for the second straight year. I think Joe Burrow could run for mayor here and win in a landslide.
No doubt about that. Jeff Charles joining us, Pit Electric Live Line. Pirates Bearcats tonight. East Carolina trying to shake off a turnover field loss to Memphis over the weekend. And once again, Jeff, just to tie a bow on that one, just a tale of two halves. Pirates up at the break and end up turning it over a lot and losing there in the second half. And just one of those things you see with a team, I guess, that has not played a lot of basketball together. And you kind of saw that, I guess, in the second half against Memphis.
Well, you can't go into Memphis, Clip, and turn it over 22 times and win the basketball game. That's what the Pirates did. Now, they played a good first half, but they fell apart in the second half, and it was that relentless pressure that Memphis brings, and the Pirates did not handle it well at all. And so they end up losing the game. They were double-digit underdogs going in there. So, yeah, it was just one of those tough games. And, again, when you go on the road in this conference, I know we sound like a broken record, but it's very, very difficult for East Carolina to win games on the road in this conference. That's why that Wichita State win was so special. Now, tonight the Pirates are 9.5-point underdogs to Cincinnati, and Cincinnati is a team like everybody else. They've watched the tape. They know how the Pirates have had problems handling pressure, so I would expect to see that again tonight. Cincinnati is really one of the more veteran teams in this league, and Cliff, I'll tell you what they do. They shoot threes extremely well, so that's going to be a big matchup tonight, how well East Carolina defends the three-point line, because this team shoots 36% from three, and they have four players who can knock down three-pointers that are all good three-point shooters. So this is an experienced team at Cincinnati. It's a team that's very balanced in scoring. They have 4 players in double figures, and the 5th guy, Jeremiah Davenport, we remember him from past years. He's right there, too. He's at 9.7 points per game. Now, they really got taken apart by the number 1 team in the country, Houston, on Sunday. Houston was up 20 points early in the second half. And so that just shows how good Houston is, because Cincinnati's a good basketball team. And Houston, as I mentioned, they just basically took them apart in the second half. And watching the television news when we got in here last night, Wes Miller, head coach at Cincinnati, was not a happy camper. And he said we had quite a session in the locker room after the game. He said our guys just did not handle things well. He says we're going to leave what was said in the locker room, but you could tell with his facial expressions he was not at all happy with his ball club from that performance. So it'll be interesting to see tonight how the Bearcats rebound from a big loss they had at home.
Visiting with The Voice, Jeff Charles here on the Pit Electric Live Line. Jeff, I was talking to Igoe and Ronnie. We were talking ECU basketball the other night, and I mentioned your post-game interview after the Wichita State win with Ezra Sarr, and how he mentioned that he's got family in the music industry, and you said you wanted to hear some of his brother's work at Minji's. I thought that was pretty funny. And also, I believe he talked about, did he say, Jeff, his mother was some kind of double Dutch instructor or something like that growing up? So you asked about it, his footwork and quickness and things like that, and sounds like he attributes jump roping as a kid for part of that. It was a pretty interesting interview with Ezra.
Yeah, Ezra's a really interesting kid. I'll tell you what I love about Ezra, Cliff, is he always has a big smile on his face. And he's very friendly. He's always in a great mood. He's just a terrific young guy. And so we're really pulling for him. And he's got a lot of tools, as we know. I mean, he's just growing up before our eyes as a 6'9" freshman. And you're right, his heritage is very interesting. We've also talked with him about that. He has ties in his family to both Africa and also Brazil. And so it's a very interesting family history. And it's great Ezra is with ECU. He's going to have his work cut out for him tonight because, as you and I both know, the Pirates are just not very big. And once you get into these conference games with these conference teams, just about all of them have 4 bigs. And the Pirates have Ezra and Brandon and Luigi DeBow. And, in the case of Brandon, he's more of a step-out 4 kind of guy. He's not really what you would call a big, although he's doing a great job rebounding. But, you look at Cincinnati tonight, and they can throw Victor Locken at you, who's 6'11" and 240, and Ogama, who's a transfer from Wake Forest, is 6'9", 235. And then they have Ezipke, who played at Old Dominion last year. He's 6'8", 240. And then they have Tolentino, who's a freshman from Hawaii, and he's 7'1", 240. So you can see how big they are on the front line if they want to go big. And that's just kind of the case with the Pirates this year when they try and match up with some of these conference teams.
Along with ECU Cincinnati tonight in the American, great one coming up at 7 o'clock before the Pirates and Bearcats tip off. Memphis at UCF, and mentioned it with Coach Perry yesterday. These teams trying to build their resumes for a potential at-large spot in the NCAA tournament coming up in a couple of months. But that's a good one tonight in Orlando. Houston, big favorites at home against South Florida, and Tulane on the road at struggling SMU. And speaking of struggling, Jeff, Tulsa losing at home last night to Temple. Temple, all of a sudden, 4-1 in league play. But how about Tulsa, Jeff? A good basketball history, tradition there. They are 4-11 overall, 0-4 in conference play, and we'll see them later on. But, man, the Golden Hurricane really struggling this year.
Yeah, they really are. They're starting over. Frank Haith was let go at the end of last year. They have a new coach at Tulsa, and you're right, Cliff, they've had great basketball tradition there going back, especially to when Bill Self was there, and they've had so many other great coaches. So they're not used to having, really bad seasons, but that's what's happening, and the new coach is trying to build a culture and start his program there. But you're right, too, about the Memphis and UCF game tonight. That's kind of a tough one to call, I guess, because UCF is playing at home. You might have to favor them just a little bit. But Memphis is a really good ball club, Clip, and Coach Perry made a really good point on our broadcast on Saturday. He said he thought that Memphis ball club was the best defensive team he has seen at Memphis. Now, they don't have all the 4 and 5 stars that they've had in the past. You know, that roster was loaded with those national recruits. But Penny Hardaway's brought in a number of guys who are really good players at the mid-major level, and one of those young men is from Rocky Mount. And he had a really good game against the Pirates. He was at Georgia Southern for 3 years. I don't know if ECU recruited him or not. His name is Elijah McCadden, and he had a really good game against ECU. He's long, he's athletic, he's 6'5", he can do a lot of things. And so Penny Hardaway has brought in guys, and they play a lot of really good defense. And so that's going to be a good matchup. UCF plays great defense, too. So that'll probably be a knockdown, drag-out, very close game tonight.
I don't know how many times you've said it, Jeff. There are players everywhere, and you got to locate them, and that's why the coaches get paid the big bucks. And, just thinking about, Steve Rockefort and the staff at the time going out and finding Tristan Newton in El Paso that nobody in Texas really looked at, and we got him here to Greenville, showcase the talent. Of course, now he's playing with the UConn Huskies, but sometimes they're in El Paso, sometimes they're in your own backyard. You got to find them one way or the other. I guess it's a little easier now with the transfer portal that you are able to see these guys on the college stage rather than finding them at their high schools.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Recruiting has changed a lot. We've not really seen a whole lot as far as Coach Schwartz and his staff and really what they're going to do recruiting-wise. They got in here so late, but with them able to get a talent like Ezra Osar that late in the recruiting process, does show that these guys can recruit. So I know they're working hard at it, like every staff that's always been here at ECU. Joe Dooley and his staff, they couldn't work any harder than the 4 years that Joe was here. And now Coach Schwartz, he has the same challenges. And what East Carolina's going to have to do is upgrade the talent level. And Coach Perry and I were talking about this yesterday, Cliff, and I don't know if you have looked into it very much or not, but as we all know, the league is really going to change with 6 new teams coming in, both in football and basketball, next year. And some of these schools coming in next year are having terrific basketball seasons. Now, with the transfer portal and the way rosters change, every year is a new year. But, for instance, if North Texas and Florida Atlantic and UAB were in this league this year and they'll be in it next year, those schools are all having terrific seasons, and even Rice is having a winning year this year. So, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a league that looks a lot different. No UCF, no Houston, no Cincinnati, but looking at this year and what some of these schools are doing basketball-wise, some of these schools are going to be certainly very competitive when they get into the American next year.
I have not looked at that. I'm looking at it now, Jeff. In fact, Jeff Nadeau joined us. I think it was his appearance last week, and he talked about FAU and the season they're having. But I'm looking it up now. Those 4 teams, FAU, North Texas, UAB, and Rice, have combined this year to go 50-12 so far on the basketball court. So, and FAU a perfect 4-0 in Conference USA. So I think we tend to kind of start with football and go from there, Jeff. I certainly have done that when I've looked at these schools coming in. I have not looked at it from a basketball perspective, but man, that's pretty eye-opening when you look right now at the Conference USA standings and see who's at the top. And yeah, we'll be seeing those teams next year. You'll be making some long trips midweek to see these teams, unfortunately, boys.
No doubt about that. There'll be 4 teams in Texas next year, so Cliff will be visiting with you from the Lone Star State on a number of occasions next year. But last time I looked, and I haven't looked for a week or maybe 10 days, and you've got it there in front of you. Florida Atlantic was like 14-1.
Yeah.
Texas was like 14-2, and the UAB was having a good year, and Charlotte's having a winning season. Don't forget about them. They're going to be a force in the league too. I think Coach is doing a good job over there, and he's had his program in place. And Charlotte's got some areas that they can recruit to over there. So yeah, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be Cincinnati and Houston, the number 1 team in the country, and UCF, which is always pretty good, that the Pirates have had a devil of a time beating. But some of these schools coming in are not exactly chopped liver.
East Carolina trying to win on the road tonight against Cincinnati, as they have one road conference win this year over Wichita State. They'll try to do it again as 10-point underdogs tonight. Jeff Charles joining us. Jeff, have a great call tonight and a safe trip back home, and we'll have some live hoops in Minges Coliseum coming up this Sunday as the Pirates finally return back home to take on South Florida. So we'll see you then, and we'll talk to you next week here on Pirate Radio Live.
Sounds great, Clip. Yes, 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock will be tip-off time on Sunday for USF. And before I go, Clip, I'd like to congratulate Brian Bailey. I've done this a couple of times on the air. Brian, Channel 9, of course, sports director and Pirate Radio personality, is going into the George Whitfield Baseball Hall of Fame on Friday night in Goldsboro. And that's a great honor for Brian, and I'm going to be there. I know some of his other friends and family members are going to be there as well, but 38 years covering local sports in Greenville and throughout eastern North Carolina. Very well deserved, so we're looking forward to that on Friday night.
Jeff, you used to do Eastern North Carolina Legends, and Brian Bailey, not originally from here, but has been around here long enough to certainly earn that moniker as well as a Hall of Famer. So, yeah, we love BB around here, no doubt about that.
Yeah, no doubt.
And I guess he and Michael Perry proved that some Cowboy fans are not, the worst people among us. There's actually some decent Cowboy fans out there.
Exactly. Well, Coach Perry, when we do talk a little NFL football, he always refers to Washington as the Commodores.
There you go. Yeah, so does Bailey.
So, so they take a shot at your team there, Cliff.
That's fine. That's fine. We'll get there one day, maybe. I've been around long enough, Jeff. With the news yesterday, I texted my dad that we have seen 2 generations of Turners get hired and fired at Washington. Norv Turner as head coach, and now Scott Turner as offensive coordinator. So just kind of tells you about Washington these last 25 years.
Yeah, it really does. Tells you a lot about Daniel Snyder, too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Jeff, enjoyed it, man. Have a good one. We'll talk to you soon.
Sounds great. Thank you, Cliff.
Jeff Charles joining us on the Pitt Electric Live Line, East Carolina, Cincinnati tonight. Pirates won in Wichita. Why not a win tonight at Cincinnati? Let's take a break. We'll come back. Let you know what's going on outside of ECU Cincinnati tonight. Great night of hoops. We'll look at the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard and open up the booty bag when we return on Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
Jeff Stein, our special guest from Brown & Wood. Hey, Jeff, electric cars are coming. What's that mean for Brown & Wood customers?
For the customers, like it or not, EV is coming. We've installed 5 electric vehicle chargers here at the dealership. We have the all-new Cadillac Lyriq coming at 1st of 2024, and we've just seen the first reservation for the new Sierra EV.
People are interested in electric vehicles. How can they get up with you?
They can visit us at brownandwood.net or 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal: to make sure you leave a happy customer.
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, get rid of unwanted hair and under-eye fat pads? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar MediSpa for a free consultation and ask about our newest technologies and treatments. Learn more at beautybarmedispa.com. Red Banks Road, Greenville. Enjoy your visit, love your transformation, and go Pirates!
This is Dr. Josiah Duke from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. Our practice has been caring for the athletes at ECU and the residents of Eastern North Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injury or it's that time for a joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care. We also offer on-site physical therapy and MRI services, as well as walk-in urgent care on weekends from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Call us at 757-BONE or visit us online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates!
Greenville's newest sports bar is officially open. Coco's Sports Bar, located in the old Professor O'Cool's location right off of Greenville Boulevard, has daily specials, including $2.50 aluminum bottles on Tuesdays and $1 wings on Wednesdays. Along with their great food, Coco's has great entertainment for you and the crew to enjoy with karaoke on Thursdays, a live DJ on Fridays, and live music every Saturday night. Check out Coco's Sports Bar on Facebook for the latest information on menu items, drink and lunch specials, and more. Go Pirates!
This isn't your regular cola, so this isn't your regular cola ad. No beach parties or family barbecues here. Just Nitro Pepsi, the first cola ever infused with nitrogen. So forget everything you thought you knew about soda, because that nitrogen gives us a whole new experience. Think an infusion of smaller bubbles for a cola that's got a lighter, smoother texture. And don't get me started on the pour. You don't pour this like any other cola. We're talking turn the can completely upside down and watch as those bubbles cascade into the glass to create a frothy, luxurious foam topping. Can your cola do that? I didn't think so. Unless you've got your own Nitro Pepsi, in which case cheers to your great taste. Because you already know that the only thing better than the pour is the unapologetic cola taste. What else is there to say? From the creamy foam to the smooth texture to its unbelievably delicious flavor, this is cola like you've never had it before. Time to bring your taste buds to the next frontier. Nitro Pepsi. Smooth, creamy, delicious.
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier American-style restaurant and bourbon bar with daily specials. And here's the lineup. Mondays feature $7 margaritas and half-price appetizers. Tuesday is stuffed seafood night. Wednesday is date night. Thursday is roasted smoked lamb chop night. Fridays is prime rib night. And Saturday is Italian night and is also Fred and Wilma night with our 36-ounce bone-in tomahawk steak just like the Flintstones. And on Sunday, it's our legendary brunch from 10 to 2. The Rick House, American Provisions and Spirits, 710 Red Banks Road beside the bowling alley in Greenville.
Great. It's 30 degrees in here. This is going to be a cold night.
No one's coming out this late.
I'm on firewood.
Dad! I'll put hot coals in our socks for bedtime.
Mom!
Hi, I'm from Delcor Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Got an email about your heat being out?
That was me. I sent it from my phone.
I think your socks are on fire.
Ah!
Call Delcor today to get a new system installed for less than $100 a month. Offer expires soon. Go to delcorinc.com. Monthly fee based on new system financing is 9.9% APR for 120 months. Call Delcor for details.
Pirate Radio.
We'll strap it on with anybody, anywhere. It doesn't matter. I know this. I want to win or lose with the group that we have in our locker room.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Russell's Clothing in downtown Washington has everything you need for game day or any other day for men and women. Whether it's dress, casual, or even a formal occasion, Russell's has you covered. They have served personal Eastern North Carolina and beyond for 40 years with quality clothing and personal service. Russell's Clothing on Main Street in downtown Washington. Pirates supporting Pirates. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live. Looking forward to a fun night tonight at A.J. McMurphy Sports Trivia beginning at 8 o'clock. We'll have hoops on the TV and some great games, including Alabama at Arkansas. SEC showdown coming up at 7 o'clock. Alabama number 4 in the country, Arkansas number 15. Tristan Newton and his UConn Huskies will be on the road. They are number 6 in the country, taking on number 25 Marquette. That is at 7 o'clock on CBS Sports Network. Creighton at Xavier in Big East action coming up at 7 o'clock on FS1. The U, Miami, 16th in the country, will be at home against Boston College. I saw a video just outside of Trask Coliseum from earlier this late afternoon, and the UNCW students were lined up around the block to get their tickets and get their seat for Charleston UNCW. Why is that? Well, UNCW usually has a good home crowd and a following as it is. But tonight, the 14-3 Seahawks will welcome in the number 22 team in the country, and that is Charleston, sitting at 16-1, 4-0 in conference play. So a big one there going on 7 o'clock tonight, and it's not on TV. That would be a fun one to watch, but it's not available. Duke will host...
Unbelievable!
I know, Corey. Duke will host Pittsburgh tonight, 7 o'clock, ACC Network. Houston is a large favorite over South Florida, coming up 8 o'clock on the Plus. Missouri at Texas A&M at 8:30 SEC Network. And at 9 o'clock, TCU at Texas in a Big 12 action, 2 top 25 teams meeting there. I mentioned it with Jeff Charles a moment ago, but man, one I'm really looking forward to at 7 o'clock, Memphis at UCF, and that is a big one for the AAC standings, but really one you're going to look at come March, and where do these teams stack up at large-wise? So the winner of this game will move into quite a nice at-large driver's seat, at least early on here. A lot to be determined, but UCF 12-4 overall, 3-1 in conference play. Their one loss coming to Houston. Memphis 12-4, 2-1 in conference play, and a road win in Orlando would go a long way for Penny Hardaway's guys. Tulane is at SMU. I said before conference play started, just watch out for Tulane when league play begins. They're 3-1 in conference play and are favored to go to 4-1 tonight as they are on the road at SMU. And, of course, East Carolina, a 10-point dog to Cincinnati at 9 o'clock. And you don't need ESPN Plus tonight. Pirates will be on ESPNU tonight, taking on the Bearcats. So that's what's going on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Da Buck.
Da Buck.
I'm always in a bit of a basketball mode, but now that the NFL's done, college football's done, time to really get into. I guess I still got NFL playoffs, so I still have football on the brain. I would say for the most part, taking up the protons and electrons in my sports brain, but
haven't heard those scientific terms in a long time.
Seeing these conference matchups. I'm Woo Pig Suey at Bama, Arkansas. It gets me a little excited. Even UCF Memphis gets me excited. And, of course, Pirate Hoops tonight. So, starting to get in that basketball mode, Chandler.
Yeah, I mean, we're already in January and getting close to mid-season form in college basketball. Before you know it, it'll be March Madness, and we'll be filling out our brackets. And we'll also have March Madness right here on Pirate Radio.
Shirley, let me see if I can find something for you, because Scott mentioned we're talking about the Pro Bowl, and he said I still remember the Sean Taylor hit in the Pro Bowl on the punter.
And I mean, that was just brutal. Like, he just came out of nowhere and blew that. Do you remember who the punter was?
No, I do not, off the top of my head.
Whoever that was, like, he gets to go around and say, I got my world rocked by Sean Taylor in the Pro Bowl.
One reason you got Brian Moorman was the punter. One reason you just can't play the Pro Bowl anymore, because people like Sean Taylor, who do not take plays off, no matter if it's practice or the Pro Bowl or game, going out and delivering hits like that. So,
I mean, you look at that hit that Sean Taylor had on that punter, and then you look at the game and how it was played just last year, a couple years ago, where it's basically like two-hand tag, and now they've gone completely away from the game itself.
Yeah.
And you went down the list of all the events that is going on.
Which, again, they should. I agree with it.
Oh, I do too.
I agree. There's too much,
it's meaningless.
There's too much riding on it for these players who are trying to cash in, and not even that for us as fans. Do you want who's a Panthers Pro Bowler this year? Derek Brown?
Brian Burns.
Brian Burns. Do you want him going out there cutting on a turf and, risking injury? No, absolutely not.
Nope.
Scott also says, did you see the Commanders sign Jake Fromm? I didn't. And wish I never did. Brad says, go Jaguars. Duval. We got a Jags fan out there. I'm excited for that one. That's the playoff game I'm most looking forward to. Jags and Chargers. Should be fun.
Playoffs day.
That's the one I'm going to be mostly invested in, because unfortunately, as much as I would like to be invested in that Dolphins-Bills game.
That's sad.
Why did you give me that look?
I mean, Tua doesn't, Tua's out. So it's going to be Skylar Tompkins, whatever his name is.
I don't want my quarterback to be named Skylar.
Or
Carson.
Bradley Chubb and Raheem Mostert both did not practice today, so it's highly questionable if they're going to be able to play this weekend. So we're depleted.
Y'all, do you have any cocajones?
Cocajones.
No, we barely have a cocajona at this point.
One singular cocajona?
Yes, at this point, yes. I mean, we are limping into this game.
Yeah.
And as much as I want to be excited that this is the second time in 14 years we have made it to the playoffs, the Bills have got too much to play for, and I just feel like that's an oncoming train we cannot stop.
What a sad statement that is, Chandler. Shirley saying the game she's most looking forward to
is not my team.
It's not her team.
But you know what? You would have said the same thing about your Commanders.
If they were in your situation?
Yes.
And facing a double-digit underdog on the road against a Super Bowl favorite? Yeah, probably so.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
don't
ridicule me too much.
No, I'm not. I would say it's a crazy statement, but it's true, and it also has to do with injuries and, like you said, kind of limping into the playoffs. If the Dolphins...
If we were healthy and we had the Dolphins of the beginning of the season...
And if you started the season the way you finished it and then finished it the way you started, you would be super excited.
Oh, I'd be out of my mind.
But, yeah.
Wouldn't you have done a watch-along with me for a Panthers-Cowboys playoff game?
Absolutely.
And be a Panther fan with me? I would have looked forward to that.
I would have been in my Lamar Latham jersey. You don't even know who that is.
No. I've heard the name several times.
If I still had my Wesley Walls jersey, I would have rolled up in that.
Yeah, I'd have been Mr.
Donald Duck.
I'd have been quacking my way through Bank of America. Excited.
I would have been hyped for that.
But your team stinks.
Team stinks and is not in the playoffs.
Nope. Not a nary bit. Let's see. Anything else? I don't know what this means. Cowboys fans laugh now, but soon they will be the cow people. Name change? No gender in the name Cowboys?
Cowboys, cow people. How about them cow people?
They need to change their name instead of Cowboys. Maybe they need to name themselves after a particular breed of cow.
Which we learned yesterday.
Yeah.
Jersey.
The cow Angus.
The Dallas jerseys. I think it's offensive to cows to have cow in the name. And boys. So they should be like the Dallas
steers.
Animal people. Take out cow, take out boy.
Animal people?
Be more general.
How about them animal people?
I want me some glory hole.
Oh, and there it was, right there in the middle of it.
Animal people.
Animal people. Let's take a break. But as we do, let's open up the booty bag and make somebody a winner.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
317 1250. 317-1250. 317. Why don't we say phone numbers like that? Probably because it's confusing.
Very.
Shirley, what are we giving away today?
How about a shrimp taco lunch? Shrimp, not a shrimp. Shrimp taco lunch courtesy of Chico's.
317, 1,250 is the number.
Easy to remember. 317,000.
Wait, no, that's 3 million.
3 million. 3.1 million.
3.1725 million.
You got that?
What call are you looking for?
7.
Caller 7, lucky number 7. We are back with you, Pirate Radio Live, after this.
Wings Over delivers. Wings Over delivers. Wings Over delivers. If you're looking for wings to be delivered to your home, Wings Over Greenville has you covered with no third party needed. Wings Over Greenville has its own in-house delivery service. Be sure to try the all-new tender sandwiches by ordering ahead on the Wings Over mobile app. Open till 3 a.m. on Friday and Saturday, Wings Over has everything to cure those late-night munchies. Give them a call at 758-9464. Wings Over Greenville. They deliver.
If you wake up in the morning with a backache, feeling more tired than you did when you went to bed,
You probably need a new mattress, and the best place to get that mattress is Factory Mattress. Hi, I'm Kirk Smith, General Manager. For more than 40 years, Factory Mattress has been Greenville and Wilson's local mattress dealer. We guarantee the lowest price on the area's best selection with over 50 models to choose from. No seconds or overruns. Factory Mattress offers only first quality direct from the manufacturer. Sealy Posturepedic, Beautyrest, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic. The most highly trained sales associates with over 60 years of combined experience. Same as cash financing with zero interest up to 48 months and free local delivery. Face it, to have a good day, you've got to have a good night. So sleep better knowing you saved money at Factory Mattress, locally owned on Greenville Boulevard in Greenville, on Forest Hills Road in Wilson, on the web at factorymattressusa.com, and a proud member of Pirates Supporting Pirates.
You've worked hard to make your business successful, and that's why it's really important to always have a bank in your corner when you need them. This is former ECU baseball player Ashley Capps from First Bank, and our experienced team of local bankers includes Lee Watson, Bonner Latham, Chris Richards, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nisbet. To get the business services that are right for your business today, come and see someone on our team at First Bank on Arlington Boulevard here in Greenville. First Bank, together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Jamie Cuccinella, inviting you and your family to come by Cuccinella's Pizzeria and Italian Ice. Cuccinella's has been serving our special family recipe New York-style pizza since 1932. We think you'll taste the difference in just one bite. When you come in for a pie, don't forget to try our house-made Italian ice or gelato. We make small batches every day from scratch with all fresh ingredients.
Cuccinella's on Old Tar Road in Winterville, and a new location coming soon to Uptown Greenville. Have you experienced increased aches and pains recently? Have you heard of CBD? Hemp Garden is your premier CBD retailer in Eastern North Carolina. Do you find yourself having anxiety or in need of extra sleep support? Hemp Garden has a variety of Delta 8 and hemp-derived Delta 9 products that can assist with those issues. If you're unable to stop by the store, don't worry. Give them a call today at 413-6100 for a consultation, and they'll ship right to your door. Hemp Garden, 3040 South Evans Street in the Target Shopping Center in Greenville.
While you're sleeping, our whole hogs are slow cooking over wood to create that bite that Eastern North Carolina is known for. I'm Sam Jones, and for more than 3 generations, my folks have been the torchbearers for what whole hog barbecue is supposed to be. At Sam Jones, you'll find plenty of smoke, but no mirrors. Everything, and I mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Come on over and see us at Sam Jones Barbecue, and I bet you'll be able to taste our passion in just one bite. Sam Jones Barbecue, Fire Tower Road.
Hey Pirate fans, did you know there are thousands of special needs children and adults right here in our community that loves ECU athletics as much as you do? Robbie's Clubhouse is a local nonprofit organization that can turn your unused ECU tickets into a fun day for a family with special needs. If you can't make it to the next Pirate game, simply call 1-800-DIAL-ECU and donate and designate your tickets for Robbie's Clubhouse. Go Pirates!
This is Ryan Jones, and you listen to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Hey, congratulations to Mark Hall of Winterville. He picked up a shrimp taco lunch courtesy of Chico's. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's and enjoy your favorites like shrimp tacos, steak and chicken fajitas, burritos, enchiladas, ACP, and more. Plus, ice cold cervezas and Chico's famous margaritas are always available. For Mexican food and fun, it's gotta be Chico's. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
Every time I hear the name Mark Hall, I think about like the end of a game show or something. A Mark Hall production. I don't know why that pops in my brain.
I want to say, wasn't there a Mark Hall production?
I don't know. There was something similar to that because it hits me in the brain every time. Speaking of game shows, unfortunately Chandler not a pop culture guy, not a TV watcher. Hopefully he has one answer in mind. I'm sure Shirley does. How about you out there? What's your favorite game show? Let us know via Twitter, Facebook, or
current
YouTube.
Or no longer running?
All dang time, Shirley.
My all-time favorite?
That's what I'm asking.
Tic-Tac-Doe.
Wow. Okay, I remember that.
That was my all-time favorite. Now, current would be Jeopardy, just because I enjoy kind of, trying to guess the answers.
Testing the brain.
Testing the brain, yeah.
Seeing where you stack up.
Yeah.
I've watched it, and I stack up very low. Very low.
Now, came in a close second, wasn't on for very, very, very long. Oh, well, no. I mean, I guess you could define, well, I say define, because some of my other favorites were Remote Control on MTV back in the day, hosted by one Colin Quinn. Do you remember that one?
Marble Mouth, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And Double Dare on Nickelodeon.
I mean, check and check. I'm right there with
Classics.
you. Chandler, your all-time favorite game show is?
I would have to go with the most tense game show of all time, Deal or No Deal. Was always like very.
They open up those briefcases.
My
the original version or the reboot?
Howie Mandel.
Howie Mandel.
Yeah.
But my TV, my freshman year here at East Carolina, stayed on the Game Show Network. I don't know why, but there was a lot of Family Feud. There was a pyramid show, I believe.
The $25,000 pyramid? Is that how much it was?
I think so. And then Deal or No Deal would usually be on when I got back from class, and I would sit down and watch that. So I would probably say Deal or No Deal.
I think my favorite, either being home from school or home in the afternoons. And I think I would have to go with Press Your Luck. The old whammy. You ever heard of whammy, Chandler?
No whammies.
Whammy.
Press Your Luck. That's who it is. That's what it was. I said Tic-Tac-Toe. I was thinking Press Your Luck. I got them mixed up. I'm
we
sorry.
Have the same favorite.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
I also like Let's Make a Deal because I thought Wayne Brady was a pretty funny dude, and he used to do like songs off the top of his head.
Michael Winstead, also a Press Your Luck guy.
I don't know why I said Tic-Tac-Doe. That was stupid of me.
Well, you know what else was stupid of you, Shirley?
What?
When you said that Remote Control was hosted by Colin Quinn, because according to Steve Hill...
No, Colin Quinn was one of the guest comedians.
It was hosted by Ken Ober.
Ken Ober was the host.
Steve Hill also says, who was our winner, Mark Hall?
Yes, Mark Hall was the producer and writer for Danger Mouse.
He says Mark Goodson. Mark Goodson
production.
That's what probably was in my brain.
Now, I do like the Steve Harvey version of Family Feud. Mainly because I love Steve Harvey. I think
it's your man Steve Harvey.
I love me some Steve Harvey.
What you got a problem with?
Nothing. Maybe Steve Harvey overkill.
Ray Combs was
my Family Feud guy. Now I know a lot of people would say Richard Dawson was the all-time GOAT, but
because he was the one. He was like one of the first ones, right? And then Roy Combs was the short one.
Ray Combs, Shirley.
Calm down.
The man committed suicide. Show some respect.
Oh, okay. Ray Combs. He was
peace.
Shorter, right? He was the short guy.
Why are you killing this guy?
Because I remember him being short.
You're getting his... Okay, stop saying that.
Short.
You're getting his name wrong. You're calling him a little pipsqueak. Let the man rest in peace. Great host.
Holy cow.
You're being very disrespectful.
You're being very butthurt right now.
Of the dead.
I know. Do you have no heart?
You have no soul.
Y'all better back these buses up. I can tell you that much.
I want to say, I went and saw, I don't know why. I think, did Ray Combs come to Greenville in the mall and host like a Family Feud type thing? How about these shows that Ray Combs was on, Shirley? This is like a Shirley Rhodes all-star. This is like This Is Your Life, Shirley Rhodes. Here's Ray Combs. He was in The Facts of Life.
Yes.
I don't know what this is. You Again? You ever heard of that?
No.
Okay. He was in The Golden Girls.
Love it.
I don't know what Overboard is.
Overboard, the movie?
Goldie Hawn.
That's Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell.
I don't know.
As a matter of fact, that's where they met.
Oh, yep, that's it.
That's when they started dating. Was on that movie set.
He was on one of my all-time favorite shows to watch in my grandmother's house. Amen.
Oh, I love Amen. Oh, with Sherman Hemsley.
He was on as himself an episode of 227.
With Jack A. Mary.
I mean, what a talk about some blast from the past there.
I love 227 too.
Good stuff. All right.
That was a great show.
Now, am I crazy, or did the guy that played Al in Home Improvement also host Family Feud at one point?
Chandler?
Yes, he did.
You not only are you not crazy, you are correct. Al Borland hosted. And Louis, what's his name? Louis Anderson. Didn't he host too?
I believe he did.
I think he hosted too. Louis Anderson. Ray Combs is my guy. Ray, don't call me Roy. And he was a fine-sized man. Eric says Ray Combs. His name's Ray Combs. What is wrong with everybody?
God, guys, what are y'all doing?
There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There were 6 of them. Richard Dawson, Ray Combs.
Richard Dawson used to kiss everybody.
Yep.
Ray
Combs.
R.I.P.
Louis Anderson.
R.I.P.
Richard Karn, a.k.a. Al Borland.
Yeah.
John O'Hurley.
Oh, Peterman from Seinfeld.
Mr. Peterman.
I forgot he hosted.
And Steve Harvey.
Yeah, they've been through a lot since the Combs era. This has got to be a joke. This has got to.
What?
Michael Winstead said Ray Combs was the best host. Cones. The disrespect on this man's name. At first, I was kind of joking. It's gone overboard now.
We've heard Roy Combs. We've heard Ray Comb. Now we've heard
Ray Combs. Three different ways to get the man's name wrong.
Oh.
I almost cussed.
I knew something was up because you just threw your headphones off.
You've got Eric apologizing.
Thank you, Eric.
Now, at least
don't apologize to me. Apologize to Ray Combs' family.
At least Eric did say, after he said Ray Comb was great, he did say rest in peace. Thank you for doing that. And then he said, my bad. He said, gotta respect the S.
Respect the S, and then if you're Michael Winstead,
respect the whole name.
And it's just like Bryce. He can't say the Sparks. He needed to respect the S.
Sparkies. All right. Good discussion.
Woo, boy.
Ray Combs. One of the best. Other ones, no. I mean, you got your obvious Prices Rights. Your Let's Make a Deals. Tony said his cooking
I like certain
shows.
aspects of The Price is Right. I didn't like the whole show.
I like the hiker game. You know
what I liked Plinko, and then I liked the punch game. You know how you had to punch through and grab the thing?
I remember.
Yep.
Tony said, Tony.
Let's go down, Tony.
Cooking shows count. I like Top Chef. I like Hell's Kitchen.
I don't watch
grocery store games, I believe.
You want to talk about guilty pleasure? Like, I saw a show coming out, and they are combining a cooking show with basically Big Brother, where you're not graded necessarily on how good your food is, but it's called Pressure Cooker. The contestants vote out each other. So that's coming out soon, and I will be watching that. For those that care.
Oh, now, there was a game show that did not originate in the United States, but it was dubbed in English, and I found it highly entertaining. Most Extreme Elimination Challenge.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I stumbled across it one time.
And it had the over-the-top Asian announcers.
Yes,
I remember
yes.
that.
And the contestants were wildly dressed in, like, these insane costumes, and they were trying to compete. But it was dubbed in English, and it was like a couple of comedians just making stuff up as they went, but it was hilarious, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. But I don't necessarily call that a game show because I don't think anybody ever won anything. It was more hilarious to watch these people just eat it when they tried to like the spinning logs. And as a matter of fact, I think that's where Wipeout originated from, was from an aspect of that show.
Wipeout.
Tony likes Chopped. It's a good show.
I loved Wipeout. Good Night and Big Balls.
Steve Hill, Supermarket Sweep. That was a great one.
Oh, yeah, that was a great one.
Great show. We got to take a break.
As we do, Clip, if you missed out on the Chico's gift card that Mark Hall won, you have a chance to win on Instagram. If you go to Instagram and follow PR927FM, you'll have a chance to win a Chico's gift card, a Jersey Mike's gift card, a Pirate Radio t-shirt, a Pirate Radio decal, a Pirate Radio hat, and a 12-pack of Flight by Yingling. What you have to do is follow Pirate Radio at PR927FM and tag 3 friends in the comments section for a chance to win, and you must be 21 years old or older. So go to Instagram right now for your chance to win.
Awesome stuff. Win It Wednesday. We're back with you after this.
There's nothing more important than protecting your family. Fire ants can cause painful allergic reactions and even death. Protect your loved ones at home where you should feel the safest. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com to learn of our once-a-year treatment to guarantee you stay fire ant free. Tested and proven effective by your Eastern North Carolina exterminating professionals at Pest Tech of Greenville. Mention the crying baby for an extra 10% off.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Holt Nailers for my friends at ArcPoint Labs. Just as I trust my teammates, you can trust ArcPoint Labs to give you quick and accurate results for your laboratory testing needs. ArcPoint Labs provides insights and solutions to enable individuals, businesses, and communities to make informed decisions on their health, safety, and well-being. Visit any of the 6 Eastern North Carolina ArcPoint Labs locations or go to arcpointlabs.com. Go Pirates!
Uptown Greenville's newest dining experience is open and ready to serve you. The Sidebar, a Tex-Mex fusion restaurant, offers lunch, dinner, and Sunday brunch from 10:30 to 2:30. Located right beside the Dickinson Avenue Public House, the Sidebar has indoor dining and patio seating for everyone to enjoy. For the latest information on reservations, menu items, and more, follow the Sidebar on Facebook or on Instagram at sidebar.greenville.
I'm Donald Stocks, owner of PIP Marketing Signs Print. We are your one-stop shop for just about anything printed. If we're not your go-to printer, please give us a call at 355-1636. We have over 80 5-star Google reviews and want you to be our next more than satisfied and well-pleased customer. Check us out at growitpip.com or stop in to see us at 3185 Mosley Drive in Greenville. PIP, where business goes to grow.
America's favorite light beer, Bud Light, is also the official beer of the ECU Pirates. When planning your fun times with family and friends, be sure to pick up some Bud Light at your favorite retailer. Bud Light carefully brews their beer to be perfect for anywhere there's fun, because when there's fun, Bud Light is there. Always have fun, Pirate Nation, and always stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Go Pirates!
Hey, Pirate Nation, Lindsay Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
This is Mike Houston, head football coach at East Carolina University, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. It was another good day for the stock market. As I am dying over here. The Dow was up 268 points at 33,973. NASDAQ was up 189 points at 10,931. S&P was up 50 points at 3,969. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors financial report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 at Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC. Member SIPC. Take it away, Clip.
That's the
Thank you, Shirley.
That's the ghost of Ray Combs haunting you.
He possessed you. Is this my karma?
Yeah. Ray
I
Combs
choked on my
got you.
drink right before we went back on the air.
Oh man.
Oh, I'm dying.
Thanks to you for listening. Thanks to Ray Combs for all those years of entertainment. Rest in peace. Do not read about his final days on Wikipedia. Not a good read. I did that during the break. I need to get my mind off that. Chandler, great to be with you all day.
Great to be with you as well, my friend.
Shirley, we'll talk to you mañana. And we'll talk to all you fine folks coming up. Oh, one last request. Chris said we all need the hiking game song again before y'all call it a night. So we'll wrap it up with the hiking game song from The Price is Right. It goes like this. Hobba-dooby-oh, 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 hobba-dooby, hobba-dooby, hobba-dooby-oh, hobba-dooby-oh, hobba-dooby-oh.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville.